What's going on, Giants fans? Welcome back to another live stream, G Nation. I know there's not much to talk about. We're in the off season right now, and mandatory mini camp is about to get started. But there's a lot of positivity that's been going on around with this team, and a lot of it stems from Joe Judge um, actually taking the time to care for his players. Thanks for popping in the stream, Nate. How you doing, brother?
What's up, bro?
Just wanted to touch base on a few things. I'm enjoying seeing out of the off season so far. Joe Judge not rushing his players into contact or physicality, making sure that he's teaching them guys about soft tissue injuries and how to prepare themselves and how to heal and how much rest and stuff their body's gonna need, how to learn how to read what their body is telling them. Just overall concern for his players and trying to ensure that they're healthy and that they're there for the year so that we can make a push. And I'm just glad to see that.
I think Joe Judge is probably gonna. He's just doing it right. He's not making any. Right now, he's ain't making no mistakes, so that's a positive side for him. Number two, I think Kadarius Toney has shown a lot in these OTAs. He's doing really good off the routes, doing really good on the slants, and And one thing that I think in the draft, people are saying he had inconsistent hands. That's not true. Kadarius Toney can catch the ball in those games in Florida. He was catching the ball probably more than Kyle Pitts was. So
So far, I'm a little bit upset with the way the Knicks,
oh, that was me. Yeah.
yeah, that the way that's going on. Wasn't too pleased with that. But it's evident we don't have the players right now to make a push in the playoffs as far as basketball is concerned. But
Yeah.
this is showing us what we need at least. And I know this is a Giants live stream, but I'm an all around New York fan. So just gotta put that out there. What's Gucci? What's Gucci Zion? What's up, Ash Money?
I
Thanks for
think
popping in the stream. What's going on,
every
Benny?
Knicks fans knew when Spike's crying, the game's over. When Spike Lee's crying, the game's over.
But hopefully we can pull it out. Hopefully we can at least pull it out. I don't want to get beat that bad. I mean, I don't think we're gonna win, but hopefully we can make it tighter.
Hope we won one in the Garden.
Yeah, gotta win in the Garden. Gotta win in the Garden. But no, man. I'm really pleased with. And another thing I wanted to address. Everybody's talking about how Saquon Barkley's not ready, and he's still hurt or he might not be ready. I think that's all smoke and mirrors, man. I think that's all smoke. I think Saquon is ready. I think
I think
Saquon is ready, and he's gonna make some serious noise, man.
I think I think it just depends what Saquon feels. If Saquon thinks he's not ready, listen to the man. If he says he's ready, let him play. Depends what Saquon says, and if Saquon thinks he's ready, let him play. It depends what that man says. If he definitely wants to play, he's a football player. But if the Giants see in OTAs that he's not ready, just just give him. I think just give him like 10 rushes a game, and hopefully in those 10 rushes he shows that he's Saquon Barkley. I think week 1 will just get him isolated into the offense. Week 2, I think he's gonna explode.
I think now I think that Joe Judge is gonna use him sparingly at first. I think you won't see too much Saquon week 1 and week 2 probably. We already know he's not gonna be in the preseason, so you know uh, week 1 and week 2 full fledged, full speed, I don't think you're going to see too much of him. I think they'll use him sparingly because if they're not going to play him in preseason, which is a controlled tempo, somewhat, um, you're not going to get him in full fledged season one. I mean, week 1, week 2. So I think they probably ease him in till about week 4, and then you'll get full fledged Saquon if they're not confident that he's healthy. But like I said, I think that's all smoke and mirrors. I think he's healthy. I think we'll see Saquon uh, show up.
I think
And
Saquon, if he's back where he is, the Giants are winning this division. If he's at least 90% of Saquon, we're winning the division. Even if he
and
did,
Daniel Jones put on some muscle. Daniel Jones been working out with the receivers, building chemistry with Galladay. Had the offensive lineman out there. The
he's been
DB.
doing that with Galladay. He's been doing that. He's probably been like him and Galladay. Oh, I remember one clip. Galladay was going on a slant. Daniel Jones put the high point on Galladay, which he's probably going to do all season with Galladay. I like that he's high pointing the ball now.
I forgot to do that. I was probably getting bad feed. Nobody said nothing in the chat though. But then again, there's only 2 people watching. So, oh, my man Zion, welcome back.
Watching.
King Tone,
Yo.
what's up, everybody?
Oh, my man
I'm
Zion.
gonna
Pause this. What's
Welcome
Gucci,
back.
brother? Not pause it. Playing in the background for you get an extra view. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. What's Gucci, guys? What
What's
up?
Gucci? What's Gucci?
What
What's
up,
good,
Lou? What
bro?
up, Nate?
Nate,
Wait,
What'd you
were you
say?
talking to me? Because I was going. Okay.
Oh, no, yeah, I just said what's up. What's Gucci with you, brother?
What's up, man?
What up?
I'm just mostly depressed about the Knicks. That's basically what I am right now.
Got you. What's going on? My bad, bro. I'm kind of my team just got smashed. Giannis Milwaukee just eliminated the Heat, so I'm so like I wasn't really following basketball, but now I'm so like ugh. But what's going on with the Knicks? Did you guys end up?
We
Let me
got
look on my
we
phone.
got destroyed
Ooh.
out of the Hawks. Bro.
You guys, it's not eliminated yet, though. You guys still have a chance. I know it's a long shot, but I'm looking here on my phone, 3-1 against Atlanta. I didn't even know Atlanta had a team this year. You guys are young, though. That's the thing. The Knicks are young, but you guys have time.
Not only that, we don't have shooters, and they kept trying to shoot 3 points, and I'm like, take
And me and Logan
the
were saying
two,
this.
take
I've
the
been
two,
saying
take
this.
it
I've
to
been
the
preaching this for
basket,
Knicks fans.
and take it
Zion,
to the hoop, and take your twos. You know, you're shooting threes and missing, and giving the other team an opportunity to go and expand the lead. Take your 2 pointers and take your threes when you have it, but don't force them. And they were forcing threes.
Ouch. Yeah,
the
that
Knicks,
sucks.
man. The Knicks
But
were
I mean,
just.
we really don't deserve to be in the playoffs. We went and had a great run the second half of the season and got in, and now we're being exposed. But it's okay because that's gonna let us see what we need to do in the draft and what pieces we need to address. So I'm positive. I'm optimistic for next season. That's
And I
all. I mean, I
always
don't
said
think we're
this.
gonna win.
I said this. Julius Randle's not a number one. He's not even close to a number one. We need
He's
a
good,
number
though.
one
Hold up,
option.
hold up. Do y'all see
Julius
this?
Randle is a baller, though. Like,
Do you
he's a
see
baller.
this?
He may not be like
King
he may
Tone.
not.
Sorry, he says I watched the guy have us going 6-11, and my team is playing.
That's the thing about the Knicks too, though. Like they're so like you were saying, Lou and Nate, they're so young, and also like it just showed this year too. It showed like if you're a free agent in the league, now you kind of want to go sign with the Knicks because they have a roster now. You know what I'm saying? Like they're deep when it comes to like they may not have an elite, but at the end of the day, the players that they do have are young and they can turn into that solid elite. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about it.
we
You
back
guys
on
been doing
football.
good in the draft, we can get back on football,
We
yeah.
back on
But
football.
hey, hey, thank you for having me on, dude. I had family over, I had friends over, and I just been not uploading to my channel, so I just appreciate you shooting me that text to get on your stream today, bro. Always coming in clutch, bro. You're always checking on me and shit. So I really do appreciate that, Lou. So if you haven't already, please sub to Lou's channel. He always brings that knowledge, always talks good on the Giants, and he's realistic too. You know what I'm saying? He tries to bring an unbiased expectations for our team. And sometimes as Giants fan guys, we can get so excited on what's on paper. And that's why I love listening to people like Lou, because he kind of puts it into a realistic kind of you can grasp it more realistic. So if you haven't already, please sub to his channel, man. I love the fact that you've been going live as of late, man. You've been on that grind. I love it.
Man, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that too, man, because I I haven't been doing this very long, so I'm trying to get my weight up. You know, I see guys like Entertainer and Bad Dog and you and Big Pat, and you know, you guys out there doing your thing. So you know, I'm just trying to catch up. But I appreciate that, and you guys make sure you go sub to Nate and sub to Zion too, man. Both of them brothers keep putting content out. They constantly putting it out there, man. Go support them brothers. But
Don't
thank
watch
you
the
guys for
play-by-play
popping in the
though.
stream. Thank you, Jose, popping in the stream. Appreciate that, my brother.
Guys, just don't watch the play-by-play I just did for the Knicks. Just don't watch that one. That one was emotional. I went emotional up and down.
Hey, you know us New York fans, we wear our heart on our sleeve when it comes to our team, man. We will curse a ref out. I mean, you know, we get into it. So
You
Hopefully,
should
we
see
won't
me
win
that
it all
last
then.
that last game, that Dallas game, that first Dallas game we had last year. I was yelling at the TV. I'm like, come on, refs. That's some bullshit. You know, but we're not gonna get into that here. Sorry for that swear. Sorry for the swear word, bro.
I'm telling everyone right now that Dallas game, Dak cheated, bro. Dak probably just went to the sidelines. He was like, "Bro, I'll get injured. I'll give you
I'll
guys,
get injured on purpose.
I'll give you like an extra bonus just to help us win the game."
what's
It's
up,
crazy
Tone?
how it's crazy how much respect Dak has. Like I respect Dak, don't get me wrong, but like it's so crazy how like I'm not trying to get about the media here, but like it's so crazy how like Dak Prescott is the reason why they're gonna take the division. Not him alone. Like don't get me wrong, Dak is good, but I mean like come on now. It takes a team. It's not the UFC. It's not a one-on-one sport. You know, it's not boxing. It takes a team effort. Yeah, a quarterback can do it, but at the end of the day, like you look what Patrick Mahomes did. He didn't have an offensive line. They got injured. You know, he couldn't get it done by himself. It takes a team. And that's the thing. It's like this offseason, man, we actually put a team together. Where we're going into the draft, guys, we had all these different positions we wanted to take. But we're going into the draft, basically, we're good. Like, we're good everywhere on the team. We just had to maybe fix certain things, but it's not like in prior years, in years past, where we really needed a position, where we really had to take a position. This year's draft, the players that we got out of it is like, damn, you know, we was fooled in most of those positions. But now it's about, you know, the training camp, about them putting it on the field, competing in the offseason, and making this team a winnable culture. And I think we're in the right direction. I love what we have here. I love the coaching staff. I love the GM we had in place. I'm just going on a rant here. My bad, guys. Used to hate Dave Gettleman, but love what he did over this past years, and I can't help but salute the man. And I want to see as far as this play out. And I know we talked about this in other live streams. I hope we don't get a scenario where, like, you know, he goes out and then another guy comes in and we've been the Super Bowl under what Gettleman did. I'm hoping that he gets to see a ring. He gets to see a ring. I'm not promising a ring this year, but in the next 5, I hope we can accomplish something, which I really think we will in the next 3. You know what I'm saying? And like,
and seeing what's his name, Brett Heggie, the offensive lineman we brought in from Florida, the undrafted guy. That guy's good, man. That guy's a stud. He's
I
gonna be
did a
really.
whole video on him, bro.
Mhm.
He played left guard, right guard, and center.
And he played like 2 snaps at tackle. He played
A
2
lot of-
snaps.
I'm noticing a lot of the people that they're bringing in too can play
Versatile.
multiple positions.
Yep.
Versatile, exactly. That's what they want. And what I'm scared of now is obviously it's on paper and we didn't see anything hit the field yet. But what I'm scared of now is next year people coming after our coaches, like a defensive coach for a head coaching job and stuff like that. That's what I'm scared of now, because I want to see it play out where they have a couple of years. They build the chemistry within. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
And
don't
they have a
think
couple of
Patrick
years.
Graham is going nowhere just yet. 'Cause
Okay,
we did
okay,
re-sign him right
We
after
re-signed
the,
him, right?
He
Right-
was
right
the
after-
he was the 1-year
Good,
guy.
good.
He last year he
'Cause
signed the 1-year contract, and then we extended him now, so he's gonna stay
Okay,
on for a year.
so yeah, that's what I was questioning, because I don't really know how like these head
because the
coaches,
Jets were
these
interviewing him.
defensive coordinators like contracts work. Can they pull out any time, or they have to fully commit? You know what I'm saying? Because you hear so much talks about coaches like switching teams. It's like, man, do they void the contract or what goes on there? But
He don't sign
I'm
the
glad that-
contract. They just don't
Okay,
sign the
got you.
contract.
Got you. I
Yeah.
like that. I like the
And-
fact that we
and
got him locked in.
Patrick Graham is I believe he's trying to finish what he started here as well. I think him and Joe Judge have a good friendship. They have a good working relationship. I believe they both have the same ideology when it comes to football and building a team. And I believe since they're starting it together, I believe they're going to see it through to the end. or at least till they feel like they can't do anymore.
Hopefully, Jason Garrett has a good. Hopefully, Jason Garrett can call plays. We have to hope that man can actually call a good play.
You don't really like the clapper, huh?
No,
You don't like the clapper.
I can't stand the guy. I mean, the only reason I agreed with him staying on board is because you don't want to switch into a whole nother scheme again for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
But I really didn't like him at Dallas. I really didn't like the hiring of him, and I didn't like what I've seen so far from him. But I mean, I think we have his replacement in the building already in Freddie Kitchens and Russ Callaway. I don't think that they would make Russ Callaway an offensive coordinator that early. Because,
just yet, huh?
Yeah, but
he's a young man.
I believe he would have a voice in the room as to what type of offense we run and what type of scheme we would do based on certain things, and probably train him up and gear him towards that in the next couple of seasons. But I don't believe that they would just swap him out with Jason Garrett like that without any prior offensive coordinator experience.
That kind of makes me feel kind of more comfortable too, because even about bringing up that point you guys made about Patrick Graham, it's like Patrick Graham and Joe Judge, like they're doing things together, right? It's not like in other teams, maybe the head coach might be like my way or the highway. It seems to be like they're building this team from the ground up together as one cohesive unit, and they're having a lot of meetings to cross-check each other and to make sure that everybody's on the same page. I just truly believe that our defense is going to be really, really good next year, and that's what had me scared. Like, oh no, I don't want to lose our D. I want to see everything come together, Because me personally, like, could we win it next year? Yeah, anything's possible, but I don't think we really are. So that's where that question was arising from. It's like I'm hoping everybody's still here when we have that shot, when we actually have that shot to win it. Anything can happen, but we have to be realistic and let's just make the playoffs before we even think about the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
I think Jabril. I think one big thing is this receiving core. They have Kenny Galladay he needs to be the person that we paid for $18 million. He needs to be that guy. Clutch situations, throw out the Kenny Galladay touchdown. I'm looking at two people in the red zone, Rudolph and Galladay. Those are the two I'm looking for. Tall guys who can bring out the 50-50.
I believe if Calvin Benjamin actually makes the team, he's another big red zone target. And if you get down in the red zone and you got Evan Engram, Kyle Rudolph, Calvin Benjamin, Kenny Galladay,
and you still got to worry about Berkeley,
right? And you still got to worry about what's coming out the backfield.
And Kadarius,
you got a problem.
Oh my,
you got a problem. Yeah.
So I mean, it's all about building the chemistry and using them guys to their strengths, which is what Joe Judge has been preaching since he got here. He said he wasn't going to look at players in the draft as a wide receiver or a tight end. He was going to look at them as athletes and use them based on their strengths. And that's what I love about his approach. He comes at it from a totally different angle than most coaches. And I think that's why this team fights for him as hard as they do. So I'm just proud to see what he's done so far, what they've been able to do so far for him with the little bit of pieces that they had. And I'm excited to see what we're going to do this season with what we've acquired. So, I mean, and you can hear it in the players. Danny Shelton said he couldn't pass up the opportunity to come play for him. Kyle Rudolph said that he said something that resonated with him, that made him know that this was the place he needed to be. So, I mean, when you got players that are being attracted from other organizations and drawn in based on things that a coach does and says, that lets you know that the chemistry here is phenomenal, and it just gives you optimism about the future, man. I'm
gonna say one person. I'm gonna say one person who helped us so much in free agency. That is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones called up Kenny Galladay. He was like, "Bro, let's start. I want you on this team, bro. Let's get it popping." And then he called what's his name, John Ross, and he said, "John Ross, let's go. Let's get ready, bro." And I remember he called what's his name. Danny Shelton even said Daniel Jones was a big part of him coming here because he likes the culture that they're going to be bringing in.
We actually have a culture back.
Yeah, and he's a tough kid. Yeah, he might not be a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady, but if he's an Alex Smith with our defense, Man, come on.
Exactly. He doesn't need to be that the top 3 quarterback in the league to get it done.
Yeah, if you top 10,
Especially with our team and our defense. Exactly.
if you top 10 or even league average, 15,
hmm
16, come on.
We've seen a
That's
lot
what I was
of
gonna say.
average quarterbacks win it. You know what I'm saying? Get the job done. We've seen a lot of average quarterbacks get the job done. It's just game
Didn't
team
Jeff
management
Garcia
control.
win the damn Super Bowl?
Yeah.
If Joe
Yeah,
Flacco can go to a Super Bowl,
Joe
this
Flacco, I
Daniel
was just about
Jones
to
can go
say
to a Super
exactly.
Bowl.
Joe Flacco went to the damn Super Bowl. Yeah,
I mean, Trent Dilfer got a Super Bowl. I mean, come on, people.
Colin
Yeah.
Kaepernick went to a Super Bowl. If he can do it, we can. Daniel Jones can do it.
Hey. Let's be easy on Cap. That's my boy.
Yeah.
Let's
I
be
think
easy on
Cap is such a good quarterback. It's just yeah.
I'm not. Now again, he's no Peyton Manning or Tom
Of
Brady,
course.
but
But here's the thing too, it's like we don't see wait, let me get that back.
that's a sensitive subject.
Exclude Tom Brady. We didn't see Peyton Manning win the Super Bowl every year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, he's not. I agree with you 100%. And it goes back to what we were saying. It's like we don't need him to be. He just needs to manage the game. And like he all showed us what he could be. And like what he all showed us that he can make the throws in the book. You know what I'm saying? He can go through his motions. He can get the ball to where it needs to be. Now it's up to us. Well, it's always been a team effort, but it's like, let's get him. Like he has the weapons now. You know what I'm saying? We're locked in. We're ready to compete. Maybe change a few things on the offensive line, but sure enough, we're basically the coaches know what they want to do right there. We got the weapons on offense, and like I think maybe it's not going to be a outstanding Hall of Fame or like MVP type of season, but I can see him getting like easily 36 touchdowns, including rushing touchdowns, and just managing a game and having a good season, and our defense like feeding off of the energy, and both the offense and the defense and the special teams. Just maybe it's going to take some time, but good thing we don't play top-notch teams at the beginning, right? Good thing we don't come out playing like these big teams. We come out playing Denver where we can hang with them. Denver's a pretty good team as well, but they're not no Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? So like we can get that chemistry down, and I think by early mid-season we'll have that chemistry. We'll feed
I'm
off.
tell you right now, I'm not even worried about the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there's too many teams that stack up with us against our defense.
It always matters about Leo, man.
Our secondary is great. Our linebacker core is deep. We haven't even. I mean, we got 17 linebackers. I know I keep saying that, and everybody's probably tired of me saying it. But we have 17 linebackers right now, and we're gonna end up with maybe 9 or 10 of them that we keep. And I promise you, they're gonna keep the ones that best fit and are versatile. Because Patrick Graham is gonna disguise all types of blitzes and coverage packages, and these teams ain't gonna know what's hitting them. We're going to have an extreme turnover ratio. I guarantee we're going to be top 3 division in the league, if not the number 1 defense in the league.
No fly zone.
With that alone, and then again, back on the Daniel Jones subject, not saying that he is a game manager or Alex Smith, because I think he can be a little bit better than that. I think he can actually be a top 10 quarterback or at least number 11. But if he can be a top 10 or number 11 quarterback with this defense and the weapons that we have around him, I don't fear the Chiefs or Tampa Bay after the bye or none of that. I don't fear that game. I don't think that we lose more than 5 games this season. Honestly,
and even if you look at last year with the teams we had, we didn't get smashed. We didn't get blown out. We was in every single game we played. Yeah. Exactly. And now if not 2, 3, 5 times better than it was last year.
These guys have us winning 5 games this season on these sports channels, and I'm like, 5 games? We won 6 games last year.
And you know what it is? It's the funny thing when they're like they not drafted. They grabbed all the free agents had injuries. Well, you guys wasn't talking about injuries before. You know what I'm saying? Before the Giants grabbed them. Exactly. So like they 5 years because we don't know how Kenny Galladay is going to shape out. We don't know how Adoree Jackson's going to come off of that injury. I'm like, really? You guys are just highlighting them how he's the best receiver on the market. How Adoree Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks on the market.
I tell you what I'm going to predict right now, that they're gonna be saying at the end of the year. They're gonna be
For sure.
pulling their feet out their mouth. Same way they was talking when they said that the Giants panicked and hired Joe Judge, that Gettleman didn't know what he was doing, that we really wanted Matt Rule and we just hired Joe Judge because we panicked. Then by the end of the year, even Stephen A. Smith was, I like Joe Judge. I like Joe Judge.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. No.
So all them same guys that's shitting on us right now, they're saying that we ain't gonna win more than 5 games and all this. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes is gonna be looking real stupid at the end of the year. What's going on, Logan? What's going on, Rick? And so when it at the end of the season, all them dudes is gonna be putting their foot in their mouth, and I'm gonna be laughing. I'm gonna love to see ESPN and NFL Network and Max Kellerman and all these dudes who's talking trash. I'm gonna love to see them at the end of the season backpedaling off of what they said.
Yep.
What's going on, Logan?
What's going
It's
on,
Gucci,
man?
Logan.
What's up, bro?
What's good, man?
What's it called? I have a topic that I made a video about. Stephen A. about
Oh my
saying
God.
Daniel Jones is the worst quarterback in the NFC East.
Wow.
What? That's just sad. Like your Pittsburgh Steelers has an old broken man, Ben Roethlisberger, as your quarterback, and you're saying Daniel Jones sucks as a quarterback.
So
That's
wait,
just
he put Philly's quarterback over Daniel Jones already? What has
Yes.
he done? What? I swear Stephen A just reads stats. Hey Miz, what's good? Yo?
What's up,
Let's
brothers?
get it. What's up, dog?
Yeah,
up, bro?
what's up?
What's going on?
Chilling, watching, talking, having a good time. What's Gucci, guys? Long time.
Oh, let me shut that
There
off.
you
Give me
go.
a second. Hold on one second.
What's
All right,
good,
there we go.
Miz?
I'm good. What's going on? We guys talking about it. I just finished watching the Knicks game. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It really was.
That's why I got on. That's why I had to get on here and talk football. I don't want to talk no basketball. I want to
Yeah.
get my mind off of that, please. Thank
That
you,
was
guys.
not fun, but
Me and Logan were streaming that game, and
Yeah.
I could have took down that stream.
I was calling that game. We ended it
What's
early.
up, Benny?
Oh man.
What's up, Benny? What's going on, everybody in the
Gucci
chat?
Benny.
Yo, did anybody reach out to Pat? If you want, I can message him.
Yeah,
Oh, I
hit
should-
Pat.
Message him, yeah.
I'll send Pat a message, Lou, and I'll send Adam a message because Adam was asking when the next stream was yesterday.
Yeah, you know I gotta have my man Adam on here. That's my boy. Where's Joel? I don't have Joel's
So
number.
I'll tell him right now. What's going on?
Yeah, so
I have Joe.
back to it, guys. Just again, optimistic about the way the season is looking.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of Joe Judge for showing concern for his players and making sure that they're aware of soft tissue injuries and how to listen to their bodies and protect themselves and how to rehab and how to recover from a workout. He's making sure that he's taking all the little steps and teaching them all the fundamentals and all the little things that a lot of people look over so that he has a healthy team moving forward. So that when we start banging and clashing against each other in the preseason games and getting ready for the season, these guys won't be getting hurt and being out for the season. We'll have them available to us in week 10, 11, 12, and when we really need them, making a push for the playoffs. So I'm loving the fact that he actually cares about his players and that he's stressing the little things, because we all know football is a game of inches and every little detail counts. And it's that attention to detail that makes champions. So I'm just loving what he's building and bringing to this establishment.
That's
I like
true.
that. Same. Kiddos, Tony's getting iced out on Instagram.
I can't wait for honestly.
Yeah.
Tell you the truth, man. I'm very excited because I am so confident that Daniel Jones is going to take all this crap he's been listening to as a huge chip on his shoulder. And I have a feeling with everything around him that he's going to have a big season, man. And I love everything that he's doing. I like how built he's become. It's all part of the confidence, I'm telling you. I don't see how Jones doesn't explode this year. Listen, he's not going to have 40 touchdowns, but he's going to lead the Giants on a big season and a playoffs. That's what I feel, for me, is a good season.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping, You know what, they might have brought in these running backs because maybe Barkley won't be ready to go full load in the beginning. But as the year goes on, you'll see more and more of the old Barkley.
Yep.
So maybe they mix it up the first month, you know?
I think Barkley
Let's
gonna
see, let's
shock a
see.
lot of people. I think it's smoke and mirrors that they're saying that he's not healthy enough to start the season and all that. I think that's all smoke. I think it's all cap. I think Barkley gonna show out this year, man. He got to.
Yeah.
It's a matter of pride.
I can see them
I'm
like
saying I don't mind, Lou. I don't mind if they mix it up with 3 or 4 or 3 running backs in the first few weeks so that
that's what
they
I was just
don't
about to say. Yeah,
load Barkley up in the beginning, ease him into it. It's not a bad idea. It's a long season, and when the weather starts to get cold in the winter, that's when you'll see Barkley start to take over the load.
I can't wait to
I
see
can see
Saquon
that.
go off
I
this
can
year.
see
I
that.
can see like exactly what Miz said, and then exactly what G Nation said. Like you're gonna ease him in, but I see him winning comeback player of the year.
I see him.
I see him going off.
I
Eat,
mean,
just eat.
I. s-
You muted yourself.
Oh damn.
Who,
Sorry.
me?
I was saying.
No, Logan.
I see him going off this year as well, but I do think we're going to ease him into it because you don't want him to get re-injured. I think we're going to ease him into it the first few weeks of the season, but I still do think he's going to be great this year.
Let me send Joel. I'm gonna send Joel a message, Lou. All right?
Yeah. Because I don't have
I already
his
told
info.
Adam and I told Pat. Now I'm gonna let Joel know.
That's what's up.
It's whatever. They're probably all
Let me know
home.
what
It's a
South
nasty
20
day in the Northeast. So.
I'm gonna mute my mic real fast, but if you have to take me out, take me out. But I'll be back in like 3-5 minutes, Luke.
Just
Well,
happen.
I'm gonna take you off, bro.
Just in case someone comes on, you know what I'm saying, and I'm just there and they want to talk, you know what I'm saying?
Rick
I'll be
Gold
back in
says,
3 minutes, guys. Thanks.
if the Giants were a drug, we all would have OD'd. I can agree with that. Listen, with the pandemic and the year that we've had and everybody being forced to stay inside, I'm glad that I've had football. I'm glad that I've had my YouTube community, my brothers that I've met on YouTube. This helped us to stay sane.
Yep.
And the fight that the Giants had in that season last year just gave us a renewed optimism for our team.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just excited, man. I can't wait to see us bust some heads. And what do you guys think about Brandon Jacobs?
Oh God.
Oh, I love Brandon Jacobs, but man, sit home, man.
Sit home, man. It's
Sit
not
home.
your
Yeah,
day.
we love you, man. Like, just sit home. You don't need to play. Your legacy's already made. Just sit home. You're good.
You're good.
I think
don't know.
Brandon
I
Jacobs is joking, man. To be honest.
I kind of would like to see Brandon Jacobs sack the hell out of Tom Brady or Dak Prescott.
I see Brandon Jacobs being a good rush defensive tackle.
Well, I mean, honestly,
I mean,
okay.
I don't see him playing.
Yeah, he's 38 years old, and his knees are probably shot from being a running back with all that weight that he carries. But I do think about it differently than most because he's a running back and he's an offensive player.
Yeah.
As a D end, he would be able to read them offensive packages and kind of pick apart if it's a run, if it's a play action, because he's been a running back for so long. He would know what things to look for. But I don't think he would make the team. But I think it would give him an advantage as far as reading the offensive line.
Yeah.
Where's my boy Adam?
It's right here.
No,
Adam
what's
C.
up, Adam?
Hey, Logan.
What's going on, brother? I think Joel's coming on in a minute. He said so.
Okay. What's going on?
Hello,
Daniel
everyone.
Jones.
How are you?
What's
good,
going on,
Adam?
Adam?
How you guys doing?
Chilling, man. Mad that the Knicks lost, so we had to talk football.
Yeah. That was not a fun game to watch.
Rick says Brandon Jacobs at D end would be better than DeMarcus Lawrence.
It would
now.
be.
But
DeMarcus
we
Lawrence
don't want to give the Cowboys any help, so let them keep DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence is overrated as hell.
Watch them sign. They're probably going to sign another tight end just to get them
Wow.
more weapons for Dak.
Hey,
Just
what was
reaching
that
out to
question?
people.
Daniel Jones, was that question for me? Was that question for me?
This is actual.
Yeah, Adam, where you at? You supposed to be yelling already. You mute
Yeah, bro.
yourself? Did I mute you? You're muted. You mute yourself.
You're muted.
Yeah. I'm gonna text him right now that he's on mute.
You on mute, Adam.
What's Gucci, Adam?
There you go.
What's going on, fellas? Why don't we get
All
it
right,
started? There we are. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good now.
There you go. Take that one, Adam.
There we go. So you were talking about Brandon Jacobs?
No. This question right here says, how would y'all feel about signing KJ Wright?
The linebacker? No, because I want to let my young boys develop, right? I want to see what Tate Crowder has. I want to see what Reggie Ragland's bringing. Plus, you're going to have to pay him more money than we have, right? KJ Wright ain't no slouch. So he's not going to come in here for the minimum $1 million deal that you normally get. He's going to want a couple million and a long-term deal. So I'd rather just stick with what we got, let him play out camp. They just moved Carter Coughlin to the middle. So let's see what happens when that plays out. Because for all we know, Carter Coughlin could be a solid, middle linebacker, But I like the idea, though. I like the idea.
Hey, Logan, I'm going to swap you out with Joe real quick.
All right.
My man Joe.
Got the bad signal, guys.
There
I
you
saw
go.
it. It was up in the sky. I saw the big emblem, and okay, here I am. Where's Robin?
There is
There
the
you
man.
go.
The man, the
There
myth,
you
the
go.
legend.
Joe, you look so different without the beard.
We got the
I
crew
know.
together. Oh, this is your first time
So
seeing him without the
different.
beard, huh?
I seen him one time on your past stream, but yeah, like this, like yeah, damn. I love the
Oh.
background too, Joe.
Yeah.
What's up?
I
Yo, I really want
Are you up and
to
running on
talk
YouTube,
about
Joe?
something. I want you guys, I want everybody to, I want to have a real serious conversation about Daniel Jones, man, because, man, I've never been hungrier for a guy to prove the goddamn media wrong, man. I really hope that this guy steps up and delivers a blow to the entire nation this year. I'm talking about the media, man. I want this guy Jones to come in. It looks like he's been working out like an animal. I hope he's listening to all the hate. I hope he's taking it in, man.
Josh
I mean,
Allen, year 3.
Did
I
you see
think
that
that-
Patrick Leonard guy asked the question to Joe Judge at the OTA? Like, are you going to trade Daniel Jones? Joe Judge gave him the side eye, like, are you serious right now with this question? Like,
Yeah,
let's get
man.
over this, right? He ain't being traded. The
He
boy's
said Daniel
coming.
Jones is our quarterback.
Right.
Exactly.
Daniel
Look
Jones
at
is
Jim
coming.
Jones question. Is Daniel Jones a good quarterback? Like what?
But what I'm saying is, Daniel Jones is coming like Joel always says every podcast, yo, watch out. He's coming. He's going to light it up. Even Miz keeps telling me every time we get text. Every day I get a text from Miz saying DJ for 4,500, 34 touchdowns. Every day Miz give me that shit. I wake up in the morning, I get Miz with a text of Daniel Jones giving me what his stats are going to be every day. Now, listen.
No, I'm
I love
rooting
the
for the
guy.
guy. I'm not gonna lie, man. I really am, man. I really root for. I look at the guy and I see Eli Manning. I really do. I'm not saying he's gonna do what Eli's done in the playoffs, but and I'm not saying he's gonna have 34 or 38 touchdowns. But I want this guy to take a step forward this year. It doesn't have to be a Pro Bowl, but take the step enough to put all the doubts away that this guy is our franchise QB for the next decade, and that's all I want, man. You know,
Let me ask you this real quick. Sorry. If he plays like his rookie season, are you taking that like that type of level? Is that what you want to see?
if he plays like that and we go to the wild card, that's good enough, ain't it? Don't you
I'm
think
just
some
asking
team
because
success
we
comes
forget
with
how
it?
good of a season that was, right? He almost broke rookie records in passing with touchdowns and yardage.
If he plays good and we miss the playoffs by one game, but it's not because of him, I'm happy.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Because we're still a young team, we're still building, and this is only his third year.
Yeah.
You know how
We
many?
forget
how
that we
many-
were 6-10 last year.
How many quarterbacks come into the league and go to the Super Bowl their third year? I mean, that's not realistic. So if we get to the wild card, we get to the playoffs, or if we just miss the playoffs, but he's a big reason as to why we got there or we're almost there, then I'm content.
All right,
Because
here's the thing.
as long as he handles the pocket awareness and the turnovers, he's a good quarterback. He just made some rookie mistakes, some young guy mistakes that all the young rookies make. But because he plays in the big market of New York, everybody wants to emphasize it and say he's this and say he's that. And because he has some of them similar traits to Eli Manning, where he might be sitting there making a dumb face or he doesn't show much emotion, everybody wants to rip him a new one. But he's a humble kid. He's a smart kid. He has grit. He's a fighter. He's been doing all the right things, and I think it's going to pay off.
Well, here's the thing, Lou. Okay, too many people don't have enough time to watch DJ do a workout video. To the ESPN, the NFL Network, all of them. They've got 32 teams to cover. Okay, well, the Giants, that's what YouTube's for. That's why I'd rather watch you guys than watch ESPN. I'm only going to get half the story. And how many fans, casual fans even, will sit down 20 minutes, 30 minutes out of their day to watch DJ work out, to watch old film. Instead of using their own eyeballs, they're listening to these other people who are so-called experts, and half of them on the panel are Dallas fans.
Right.
You have to use your eye test.
Oh, you know, like my man Miz said in his video, they always sucking Dallas off.
Yeah.
It's a perfect storm with this guy, right? Because you think about it, he played at Duke, okay? He wore number 17 like Dave Brown. The Giants have had a bad experience with a Duke quarterback. They hate Dave Gettleman, so guess what? Now they're going to hate the pick because, he's from Duke and he wears 17. He's gangly like Dave Brown. That's what they were saying. That's what Giant fans were thinking when he came in. Not once did they watch a lick of Duke tape. I can tell you that for a fact because guess what? Duke's football team is booty, okay? You fart louder than that team plays, okay? What I'm saying is, don't listen to those experts like, I watched 100 hours of film. My ass you did. You know why? Because Duke is hard to watch. I'd rather watch paint dry than Duke football, okay? So that's another thing. And then the fact that they could have gotten it right because nobody could let them get Dwayne Haskins. I mean, the Giants are racist because they didn't pick Dwayne Haskins. No, the Giants are not racist because they didn't pick Dwayne Haskins. He was fat at his pro day, couldn't throw the ball, looked like he was a greased monkey out there. And I'm just saying, like, what the hell? You can't go to your pro day looking that fat. You can't. I'm sorry. This is your pro day. This is an interview. When he was sweating like a hog out there, I was like, this guy ain't going for the Giants. He ain't going. He ain't going. He ain't even in shape for the one. You need that's one day. One day you're practicing. So he moved on. And guess what? That guy's barely in the league right now. He's hanging on.
Everybody else wants a quarterback in next year's draft in case Daniel Jones don't work out. All right, let me ask you all this. Do you really honestly think that any of these quarterbacks that came out this year are going to be above average or better? Trevor Lawrence is the one that's going to be above average.
Let's pump the brakes there for a minute.
I can see Justin Fields doing some shit. Maybe not amazing, but I can see Justin Fields.
I think Mac Jones is in the best situation.
Mac Jones is in a good situation. I agree with you, Joel. I understand that point of yours, though.
We are talking about Trevor Lawrence. Remember, he's going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're not talking that he's going to the 49ers or a team established. We're talking about a team that has been in the basement for a long time. And yes, you have Trevor Lawrence, but what's your offensive line? Are they that good? I don't know. He hasn't seen that many defenses.
They do have young receivers, and I don't know, guys. I'm just a fan of Urban Meyer. I just believe he's going to do something with the organization. Maybe not next year, but I totally agree with what you guys are saying. And I wanted to bring in this real fast. Say, what happens if Daniel Jones goes off and he has 36 touchdowns with 6 interceptions? You know what the media is going to say? Well, he should have had that. He had every ripping in the book. They're gonna reverse it again, and they're gonna say he should have had that.
If he played for another team, he'd be fine.
No matter what happens, the media is going to hate on us.
Look, that's the only way they get ratings. Most of these guys up there don't know sports. They know cameras, they know teleprompters, they know data and analytics. So they get the job that a real guy who knows sports should get just because they either know somebody or they know the data and analytics, but they don't really know the sports. So
they also have
guys only get views by clickbait and hating on New York. That's it.
100. And what Joe said also, it's you got 32 teams. They don't got time to go and watch everything. They're just going to have their assistant, if they do have one, their wife or anything, print out the latest stats. And I'm going to use this on the show today. You know what I'm saying?
the guys I think that watch film, Ron Jaworski's, Gil Brandt's of the world, those guys, I take their opinion because I know that guy is sitting there, his wife's
Taking the
upstairs
time.
banging like dinner time, and he's sitting there
Right.
watching film in his
Right.
basement
Walking off
because he
this. Yeah.
loves, watching the game.
Now listen, here's
Sorry,
another
Todd, I didn't mean to cut
question,
you
though.
off.
And I don't mean to cut anybody off, but do you guys really think that Urban Meyer is going to be a good football coach in the NFL? He couldn't develop a quarterback at Ohio State. He couldn't get a quarterback at Ohio State. They ran a really simple offense. I'm sorry, but as a defensive coordinator, if I'm Patrick Graham, I want to play Jacksonville because I'm licking my chops because he's been out for 3 years. He was sick. He left Florida to go to because he was sick, went to Ohio State, left there because he was sick. He's only going to be here 2 or 3 years, and then all that's going to do is he's taking a talented kid, and I'm sorry, he's going to be sick in 3 years and leave. That's Urban Meyer. And until Ohio State can produce a quarterback, I can't. Everyone says Alabama's the same way.
I don't care about none of them. The Giants are going to stomp everybody's ass this year. I don't see us losing more than 5 games, and that's how I feel. I don't see us losing more than 5 games. Maybe
I don't
6.
either.
Maybe 6, but I really
Listen,
don't see us losing more than 5 games, man.
Look, I want to agree with you guys wholeheartedly, but we forget that we were 6-10 last year. That fighting for the division at the end of the year, while it got me excited too, kind of has our eyes a little cloudy. Let's go with the 10-6s, the whatever the new record is, 9-11 or 9-7 or whatever it is that we're gonna do, 9-8, excuse me. Because
no 9-8.
listen, I'm not saying we're not going to do good. I'm just saying that we're a 6-10 team. I love the optimism. I am optimistic, but I don't want to be like, we're only going to lose 5 games because this game is funny that way, and this team is funny that way. And we still haven't proven that Joe Judge is really the guy. We had 1 good season. This is season 2. He's also a rookie young coach too. We have to see if he's going to make the right decisions, in game plans. Like we have no idea. We have this little basket that we opened up with Joe Judge, and we like the things that are inside right now. Let's see if he can put all these pieces together, that they all buy into his system now with all these personalities.
I would agree with you, Al.
Look at what we started.
Adam, I would agree with you. However, if there was an improvement every game from week 1 to week 17, I would agree with you. But when I saw a team
every
exactly, and it was not at just one position. The O-line had a bad game, but the O-line produced the next game. The defense
I agree with you.
So when we see that type of progress, you've got to be hyped.
I'm not. You know me. I'm jacked to the roof. I'm hyped as anybody comes. I'm just saying when we are predicting games, this is football, and this is New York Giants here. We just need to get to the dance. I don't care about 11-4, 11-6, whatever the fucking numbers are now. I want to get to the playoffs and win then, because no one's still 9-7 and went to the playoffs. They're going to know that you held the Lombardi at the end of the day. So I'm just looking at it like, let's improve from what we did last year. We went from 6 wins. Let's get 9. Let's try to get 10 wins before we jump to 11-5. All I'm saying is, realistically, we got to think incrementally. The playoffs is going to be gravy when we get there and what we're fighting for, right? And I'm excited. But I just want to keep seeing the ascension. I don't want to go back down or dip because, this guy got injured. We had no depth. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you guys. I am hyped. Look at me. Listen to what I'm saying. But I'm just trying to make sure that we're all a little bit realistic too. That we're not yet Kansas City.
Well, here's the thing with me though, is I'm not basing our record off our offense because we don't know what our offense is. I'm basing our record off our defense and what they were last year.
Hey, Adam, look at the chat.
That's what I'm talking about. Shoot, I'm like the body. I didn't remake that Whitney Houston movie. You know what I'm saying?
Greeny Green, welcome to the chat, man. Oh man, that was funny.
Look,
listen, man, I agree with him. I don't see us jumping that to like 12 wins. Or listen, the Giants still have to learn how to win on a consistent basis. Also, it's a young team. They haven't learned I could see us bouncing around the first 6, 7, 8 games, and then maybe we go on a 4-game winning streak around the beginning of the second half of the year. But it all depends. You got 2 hard games there. You got a Monday night with Kansas City and a Monday night with Tampa, man. That's very hard. I know there's a bye in between, but listen, if the Giants get to 10 wins, man, it's a hell of a season. That's how I'm going to look at it.
Yeah, I'll be extremely excited with 10 wins. What? Even if we just missed the playoffs but have 10 wins, I'll still be happy.
I would be excited with 9.
We were 6 and 10. So
no, but you say that now, Lou. But we get to the last game of the season and the team kicks a field goal to beat us, or we win the game. You win the game against Washington, 10 wins, but we don't get in because of a tiebreaker. You are not gonna be happy that night. I promise.
I'm not gonna be happy that night, but I will be happy that my team has progressed from a 6 and 10 team to a 10-win team. And was on the precipice of being in the playoffs.
That then you have the draft capital that you throw in there with a good team.
Look at how happy we are after a 6 and 10 season. Look at all of this that we're doing right now after a 6 and 10 season, fighting for a playoff spot. If we win 10 games this season, man, that'll carry us all through the offseason. We'll be doing YouTube shows, live streams. We'll be having arguments and debates all into 2022.
We'll be doing cartwheels on this end.
We're going to do it anyway, man, because like Adam was just saying a second ago, we got 2 first-round picks next year. So, with all the picks we got next year, we're going to be going nuts leading up to that draft. Look how crazy we were going leading up to this draft,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is true.
I mean, this is what I'm – sorry.
No, go. Okay, I was just going to say, well, Festival, it's like – I was saying earlier, it's like we play not the best team starting off, you know what I'm saying? And it gives us a chance to really work on our team and kind of like gel on both sides of the ball. If you look at last year, we was in every single game. There was barely a game that we really got smashed besides 49ers, but we was in that game for a little bit too, you know what I'm saying? So
Same page, bro. Same page.
Every single game. What we added in the offseason was a lot of depths. We know there's going to be more games. We know a 500 record is not guaranteed to make the playoffs this year. And we're going to use those opening games, and I think we're going to gel. And when you talk about like 10 teams,
don't forget we're going to have preseason this year too. So there's more time to gel.
I think we're gonna shock a lot of people. Like we're not gonna go like something amazing, like undefeated, but we're gonna shock a lot of people. And I want to at least put 5 losses on that. But I can see us really doing something with that, really taking we got to know how to play football. And I know a lot of things still has to gel, but we're not opening against the Chiefs. We're not opening against the Packers. You know what I'm saying? We're opening against the team that's basically in the same scenario as we.
You got to highlight Rick's
comment.
comment.
Figure it out. Just trying to figure it out.
I don't even feel
the thing. I mean, I agree with you. And let's not go 0-2 for the first time in 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Well, what we need, we do got a whole range of hair right now. I got nappy roots on one end, and we got love and locks in the middle. We got a bald style, shape up. No, but seriously,
cousin Ippy.
I mean, I agree with you, Zion, in the fact that we have these games that are winnable games for the Giants to hopefully get us going so that down the stretch we can hopefully be surprised.
Fast, Adam. Look what we did without Barkley last year. We was in every single game without Barkley. That's special. That's special, I think what you
said about the depth is perfect because this leads into my thing about the running backs. That's the thing that people keep harping on. They are going to ease him back into the game. This is going to be a power run team, right, with the option to throw all types of weapons. So you can go and play action. You can dump the ball off to Devontae Booker. Go watch his highlights. He's an every down back. The guy catches the ball out of the backfield, runs screen routes. He can block. I mean, they brought him in because they know Barkley needs to be eased in. We cannot get that guy and go 95 miles an hour with him game 1. Now,
hold it down for a second, guys.
If we're talking 8 weeks in, that's fine. Then we can go. Then you can give him more carries and put the uptick. But let's get him in there because Barkley the last 2 years hasn't been healthy for us, and we need him healthy this season for the parts to work correctly, right?
Exactly.
If this is the offense that we want to build, the main cog right now. Everyone talks about Daniel Jones, but it starts with him. If he gets going, I mean, the sky is.
If he gets going, this offense is going to be crazy.
Well, exactly,
I'm going to get you guys hyped up real quick because I'm going to call the first 3 plays that we're going to see next year on opening day at 4:15. You're going to see Barkley go up the left-hand side for about an 8-yard gain. They're going to start looking at Barkley. We're going to have Tony on an end around for about a 20-yard game. Then the defense ain't going to know what to do, and Galladay's going to catch a touchdown from Daniel Jones. We're up 7-0 in 3 plays.
I'm
there
gonna go
you
back
go.
I'm gonna go
Calling
back.
it now.
I'm gonna go back in the stream later, and I'm gonna screen record that, and we'll see.
I mean, we need to be. This is why I like our schedule, because this is why I get excited and think like you guys. And don't get me wrong, I don't want you guys to not shoot for 11-5, and all those high records, right? I know I'm doing my math is on 16, but I aspire to be where you guys are, because that's what we need to be, is an elite team. However, what I want to see happen is get us to 0-2 or 1-1 out the gate. Right, and then we can really start talking about winning games, because 0-2, the probability goes down with the playoffs. At least they'll have some optimism and know, hey, that all that stuff you learned last year, you took it and beat the Broncos this year, and then we'll go in and build off of that. Because, like you guys said, that's what gets me excited is the coaching staff and the building blocks that they're putting up. That they can put anybody in the game and they seem to do their job correctly, right? That they're assignment sound. This team has been assignment sound for the first time in a long time this year. That's what excites me. We're not making stupid penalties like we did, with Sherman and McAdoo, offsides, false starts, not knowing your coverages. Even when guys who got hurt are in the game, you got the rookies, Darnay Holmes, still playing well. So this is what excites me about the team. I don't want to quell that optimism. All I'm just trying to say is get me to 1-1, 2-0, and then we can start saying, like, having those lofty goals. Because until then, the Giants need to wake up early on.
Hey, Rick, I know you want that Bama tackle, but there's a kid from Oregon who's a really stud pass rusher. If Chicago gives us a top 5 pick, you watch that kid in Oregon. I watched some film on him. Wow.
I know who you're talking about. Kayvon Thibodeau, the promise. He's probably going to be top 2.
Wow.
But you forget we have ammunition to move up to the top 2. So
exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
Depending on what happens this season, it could be a really great draft for the Giants. It could be one of those ones where we're looking for QB, hopefully not, or it could be one of those ones where we're putting the missing pieces on that defense to make it now elite with a great pass rusher and a great lineman.
When I watched Kayvon
Thibodeau, if Azeez Ojulari balls out this year, if Azeez balls out, we get that kid on the other end.
Dude, Kayvon Thibodeau is a monster.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
My daddy.
Don't sleep on Lorenzo Carter, man. I like the way
I was going to mention that, Miss.
I think that he could really be what we were waiting for if he's healthy.
I showing help. He come back early. I'm a bad impressed me.
This is the
but
time
if you
to do it.
Looked at him the other day, I seen him. He's bulked up.
Yeah,
he looks good, and he was running fast, so he must be healthy again.
I mean, I'm rooting for the guy. I mean, coming out of Georgia, I was like, dude, this guy is got some type of he reminded me of a Justin Tuck kind of looking guy. And here, maybe he'll have the same trajectory of career. Number 3 year coming in, right?
Right.
Getting some sacks, making some plays. Maybe this will be his type of year, because it is a contract year for Lorenzo Carter. So that's what. I'm worried about, and you can see where they're already putting Ojulari. He's already on the field, but Jimenez is not. It's kind of intriguing to read those tea leaves. So a guy who has a shoulder injury is still in the tent, but a guy who has an Achilles injury is on the field. So you're kind of getting an idea of where the defense might go with the Ojulari and Carter. I'm thinking those are going to be your 2-star men, outside linebackers to start the game, because they both do a lot of the similar things. Set the edge well. And just those 2 Georgia Bulldogs trying to outdo each other. I mean, that would be fun to watch, right?
Yep.
I'm so excited
Lorenzo,
to see
he was working on his hand fighting skills. Did you guys see that video? Boy, his hands are quick. They're a lot faster than what they were a couple of years ago. He's really been working hard to get in shape, I
haven't seen that.
And that's the great thing about this team this year is there's so many competition. Everybody's got a shot to become a starter. Judge doesn't have anybody penciled in outside of Jones and Barkley, maybe Gates at center. I mean, Bradbury at corner. There's going to be certain guys, But there are going to be opportunities for some of these guys, and everybody's just going to fight hard. I can't wait for training camp. There's going
You
to be
can
so
ball,
many
you can
battles.
play, and that's the thing. I love it. It
Yes.
doesn't matter if you're a first
It's
round
like
pick,
a-
a second round pick. If you can ball, you're gonna see the field.
It doesn't matter if
Exactly.
you're a 7th-round pick. If you're a good
Exactly.
player, you're a good player.
No, it's a
Jay
Belichick
Crowder.
system, man. It's a
Mhm.
Belichick system he's bringing here, rotating a lot of positions in and out, keeping guys fresh all year. You know, that's
And
what the NFL has
versatility.
become. Yeah,
Carter Coughlin going to be our inside linebacker next to Martinez.
I was just gonna mention his name, a guy that we all are big fans
Yes.
of. I wonder what they're doing with him. It looks like they're gonna use him a lot more.
Yeah, inside linebacker. That's what he's
I love
going
it too
that's
because
good.
the players, they want to play for coach. You know, they
Yes.
want to play for the Giants. They know that, hey, I'm just gonna bite my tongue because what he's telling me is probably the truth, and it's gonna better me as a player. And if some players can't take it, don't come to New York. We're here
Exactly.
about the culture change. We're trying to win games. We're trying to build a winning football team. And yeah, it may get crazy out there on the field, but we all know that the coaches has the right train of mind, has the right thought process, and they're just trying to make this team a winning culture. Because I can say for me, and I can speak for everybody here, I just think this whole offseason, it just felt different
It's just so
from the
good.
previous years. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. Can we just throw something out there real quick? Everyone's saying
Yeah,
thanks to
listen.
Chicago for giving us a top 10 pick. We don't know
We don't
where
know.
they're going to end up because they were in the playoffs or in the playoff hunt last year. And just because they went up and traded for Justin Fields doesn't mean they're going to end up with a top 10 pick. Okay. I'm just trying to say it out there because if this is what happened with Giant fans, we buy all in, the Chicago Bears are going to stink. Next thing you know, they've got a 15 or 16 pick because they won, the ball bounced their way and they won 8 games where they were fighting for a wild card spot. And now we're upset because Chicago didn't stink. And we forget that they were fighting for the playoffs last year. So before we, throw them in the gutter, let's think realistically. Like they might win a few games, and I mean they have Andy. I'm not saying Andy Dalton's great, but he's more competent than the other quarterbacks they have in that roster.
I agree with you 100%, Adam. I think why people saying that is just because the strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Just because the
Well,
strength
that
of
and
schedule, they're
Chicago's-
looking at Chicago's schedule and they're like, yeah, they're not gonna do anything good. But it's the
I think
thing is, you never know. You really never know. You know what I'm saying?
I think Chicago will be around 15.
But Chicago's defense isn't what it was 2 years ago, and it wasn't what it was
I'll
last
take
year.
it.
So I really don't see that. And if Fields is starting, my God, they're not going to win many games.
Who?
I don't.
Chicago?
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see us getting a top 10. I think Chicago
No.
can definitely win. They're going to be right around the 9-win mark, So
9, I don't even see that. I really don't.
Nah.
and they weren't bad last year, man. They won
No,
some
they
games. They
weren't.
started
But
out
what
the
did they
season
really
hot.
do to him? What did they do to improve, though, Miz? I
I'm trying to
mean,
think who the
I don't know.
receivers are.
Robinson
Allen
doesn't really
Robinson,
want to play there.
that's
No,
about
Robinson, that's right.
I mean, if Rodgers stays in Green
I
Bay,
think Minnesota takes that division.
I mean, I'm just looking at it like this. 20, they're picked 20 this year. They moved up to 11, right? 20 means you won some games to be that low in the draft. It's not like they traded for players and ended up there. But
Well, fans, I 100% respect your take because we do that as Giants fans. We see like, oh yeah, Chicago, we're gonna get a top 5 pick, top 10 pick. But at the end of the day, it's like I love the fact that you brought it up because it needed to be said. You know what I'm saying? We just can't look at Chicago and like I just brought up the record. We can't look at them and look at the record and think it's a given that we're gonna get a top 10 pick.
I think it's going to be a teens pick.
well, here's the thing. Everyone saw what happened to Houston last year, but nobody expected Houston to give the Dolphins a top 4 pick.
That's true.
Right, and that's why this is a year-to-year league. So
Right.
we can't just assume that just because the Bears, who still have Khalil Mack and a solid defense, and they had quarterback troubles last year. You hope they solved it with Andy Dalton and Justin Fields. Dalton's competent. I'm not saying he's great. He's not. He's like Ryan Fitzpatrick kind of. He can be streaky at this year in his career. But then you don't know how Justin Fields is going to come in, when he's going to come in. He might beat out Dalton to begin with. But again, that doesn't mean they're going to be a bad team. They could still be a 500 or close to 500 team this year with that.
I get what you're saying, Adam, but I'm going to give you a Tom Brady example. He was 7-5 before he picked up that offense last year in Tampa Bay, and then he went on to win it all once he picked it up. But it took Tom Brady 12, 13 weeks to pick up that offense before he figured it out. You really think Dalton's going to take the same amount of time, or is he going to take longer?
Well,
And then
Joe,
by then-
and we talk about this
I see
every week
Dalton
about how
getting
long
benched
it
by
takes.
week 2 and them starting Fields.
Well,
Like, I
how
see
long
Dalton
we-
taking the bench. Like, I like Dalton as a quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but I can see Chicago wanting to see like Fields just perform. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he brings that
could be like-
dynamic. He brings that running ability. Dalton don't bring that running ability.
Well, this could
Like,
be
so-
like Seattle back in the day.
I don't see Dalton making it past week 5, no matter how good the team is. That's just my opinion.
I see the trade deadline. I see Chicago trading their receiver there, trading to get a first round pick at the trade deadline. That's how they're going to get a first back.
But all I'm saying about Chicago and what they're going to do is that we have no idea where they're going to go, right? Because Dalton is not the greatest quarterback. However, he is competent enough to win them some football games. And we could see what happened to Seattle with Matt Flynn, where this first round pick beats out the incumbent. I mean, I don't think Cam Newton is going to be the starter all year in New England, but that doesn't mean I don't think New England is going to be not a middle of the road team. This is the NFL. Parity is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I want them to be as stinky and have a top 10 pick so we could put this to bed. But at the same time, this is the NFL. And I want to be realistic going into the draft, knowing, hey, I still got 2 first-round picks. I can move up and do whatever. Yeah, but if I happen to have a top 10 pick, it becomes a diamond. You know what I mean? The value goes up. But I just want to make sure fans are aware that if Chicago happens to kick a field goal and bounce their way to 8 or 9 wins, that we're not like, well, we didn't see this one coming. Just kind of let's pump the brake before we see them in top 10.
Yeah, I never really thought it was going to be a top 10 pick.
Yo, the Bears are not a bad team like you
like-
guys are hoping, Showman. The Bears are not a 4 or 5 win team. I'm telling you right now. That defense is good to get them right around 500.
Yeah.
The thing is, too, I just didn't want to.
What happens when Fields comes in mid-season? I don't know. Maybe there's learning. Maybe they drop a few games. But there's no way the Bears are less than a 6-win team, and that's at worst.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to add on to. It's like I just didn't want to throw my opinion out there without kind of going into it. It's like they've seen what Andy Dalton did. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he could be a bridge quarterback, but he had he was on the Cincinnati Bengals too, but he made the playoffs year after year after year. He had his run and stuff, and we all know what Andy Dalton is. So if you're Chicago, it's like Andy Dalton's gonna take the sack. Andy Dalton's gonna do the professional quarterback thing. Whereas in Justin Fields, he's gonna try to extend the play. He's gonna do whatever it takes to win the damn game. And I see Chicago seeing that and starting him early. And if they do that, then I can you don't know. That's the thing. You don't know. We can sit here and we can debate if they're gonna have a top 10 pick, if they're not really a debate. We can talk about it. But at the end of the day, like, that's where I just wanted to come in. I think Chicago's gonna look at Fields and they're gonna be like, this guy's gonna do whatever it takes just to get an extra yard. So I see them making that change early. You know what I'm saying? Maybe mid-season, but I see them like, it's such a young quarterback-driven league nowadays where you don't even get a shot. Josh Rosen didn't even get his shot. Teddy Bridgewater got hurt, and like now you all know what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like now he's jumping on.
I'm gonna swap you out real quick.
Congratulations, Adam. But you know what I'm saying? He's a starter now. But at the end of the day, it's like no one gives these quarterbacks like a full-on chance. Everybody wants to see the new thing, and I can see Chicago's doing the same thing. It's like we know what Dalton brings to the table. Justin Fields is just gonna try to extend everything. So let him ball. You know what I'm saying?
Dalton's just Kurt Warner.
What's up,
And
Nate?
then Eli stepped in. That's what you're going to see this year.
What are you guys talking about? Because I missed like half of the thing.
Yeah, he's a game manager. Dalton's a good game manager. If you have a big time defense and you tell Dalton, take care of the ball, don't turn it over, all we need is 17 or 20 points. The Bears could win some games. They have that type of defense.
Yeah, but look at the
I know
offense
it's not
he
as
had
good
in
as it was
Dallas.
2-3 years ago, but it's still good, man. When Mac's on the field, you got to worry. You know what I mean?
I'd like to touch on Zion's point real quick. He said that Fields is going to be in the game, let's say early, right? Because they want to get that evaluation. Well, that again still brings me to what I'm saying, and they're going to luck into wins because of his ability, right? So I can't just say that Justin Fields is going to come in and they're going to just tank the season now. Justin Fields, if he's an upgrade over Andy Dalton, tells me that maybe they'll keep him in the game. You know, like Miz is saying, a game manager. They can come in there, and Jim Nagy's pretty smart when it comes to quarterbacks. I mean, he was with Patrick Mahomes, so he does have experience dealing with a young guy who can read the field. I'm going to see him putting him in positions to succeed rather than fail, unlike a different, you know, team like, let's say, the Jaguars or something like that, where the onus is all on him. So I agree with you that when he comes, he'll probably be the better prospect, but I also can see the Bears still being kind of middle of the road even with him in the game, and not like a one in 16 team or something like
Hey, sorry to interrupt.
Little
Is that
Lou.
your son, bro? Little Lou? Nice.
Little Lou,
That's what's up.
where's that Giants hat at?
Next
He's got it
generation
on.
of Giants fans.
Where's
Right
that
Let's
Giants?
get it.
that. He's got
Oh,
the
there
hat
it
on.
is. Okay, the timer was in the way.
Yeah.
That's
He's
so dope.
asking me why he couldn't be on the stream, so I had to let him pop on for a second.
Why not?
He's the star of the show.
Now
He
you're
got-
gonna have to rewatch the thing so you can see yourself on TV.
Hey.
Oh, the red cheeks. All right, can I talk Justin Fields for a minute?
Sure.
Because you guys are,
Hey,
again,
wait, I'll let you go, Joe. Let me go real fast because I know what you're gonna say. Kind of. The thing is, like, I know it's the NFL, and I know it's a much bigger jump. But the thing is, he's like, I know what you're gonna say, but the thing, Justin Fields, he's a baller. He wants to win games. You know what I'm saying? He's a baller. He's gonna want to win games. I'll
I
let
get
you
that
make your point.
because he played hurt in the national championship. I understand the kid's a player,
Mhm.
and he couldn't run. Okay. Alabama's about the closest thing you're going to get to playing an NFL team in college.
That is true.
That's
That
that
is true.
talented, right?
Exactly.
Alabama confused him a lot, and he kept bringing the ball down in the pocket, and he was panicking. Maybe I'm the only one that saw that in the national
Yes.
game when they were playing each other, and he wanted
He's
to
right, though.
run, but he couldn't run because he was hurt.
A lot of
So
Alabama makes quarterbacks cringe like that. So I mean,
They do, okay, but Ohio State had a really good team. They had a really good offensive line, and they had weapons and a solid defense. I mean, they were ranked third in the nation for a reason. So
That's
it's
true.
not like it was a bum going against the top-ranked team. What I saw from Justin Fields is he wanted to scramble more than throw the ball, which reminds me of Lamar. Okay?
Yeah.
But Lamar's first season, he had a lot of turnovers. He had fumbles and he threw interceptions. So if you're going to compare somebody, I'd say he has that skill set of Lamar. Nothing's open, bring it down and run.
But I think he's a
couldn't
better
do
passer.
that.
It's funny you brought that up because that's what I was thinking in my mind of them putting in Justin Fields because Justin Fields can extend the plays that way. You know what I'm saying? Just take off with it, you know?
Right,
Whereas in
but-
Dalton would just – I'll let you finish, though.
But Lamar's been in the league now for 3 years, so teams are used to that. They know how to set up for a scrambling quarterback. So they're
100%
going to
right.
game plan around a Lamar type game plan and not let him run and roll and keep him contained in the pocket. He gets nervous. Rookie quarterbacks make mistakes when they're like that. He's going to be in Daniel Jones's shoes and Darnold's shoes in 2 to 3 years because he can throw the ball. He's got an arm. I'm not saying that. But the sideline touch routes, the deep ball throws where the receiver's a step behind, a step ahead of the defender, those are the touch throws Lamar struggles with. Those are the types of passes. If he wants to get to the next level and be a great quarterback, those are the ones that he's really going to have to work on. As far as the other skill sets, he has just about everything. He has good footwork. He has the ability to see a play open. I'm not saying that, but again, as far as right now, I'm going to put him as an average quarterback in the NFL for his career. Maybe he can get above average or greater, but it's hard to put somebody greater than above average because there's a handful of quarterbacks in the NFL that are top tier. And that's 5 guys out of 32 teams. So not everybody has an all-star quarterback. You got to take average or above average as your quarterback for 10, 15 years.
Hey, Miss.
And the rate.
No,
Look Look at
And the Ravens are a prime example I want to touch on, Joel, because they brought in Lamar Jackson and built a team for an offense that fit his skill set. If Jim Nagy can't do the same thing, then you don't draft Justin Fields. I'm not disagreeing with you that the quarterback is going to stink. All I'm saying is when we look at these quarterbacks, and you're saying that he needs to develop, he's on a team where he's going to be developed. Right? He's not going to. They're not going to go in there and be like, "Hey, you need to be Superman," like they will be in Jacksonville. Jacksonville is all on Trevor Lawrence. There's no Andy Dalton to come in and relieve you or anything like that. You are the man. Justin Fields, they can bring along at their pace, right? And they don't have to give them the whole playbook. So I'm just saying, like, we can't just assume just because. I think it's going to be a better off argument saying Jacksonville is going to have six to less wins than Chicago than saying Chicago is going to end up in top 10 just because of how the quarterback situations play out for me.
I like that. And that was just kind of like my point too. And I don't want to disrespect any player in the NFL, but like for my point is just like if you have Aaron Rodgers and then you're on the bench, I get it. Yeah. If you even have Jimmy Garoppolo and then you're on the bench, I get it. But you got Andy Dalton. I mean, like you can learn while playing. You know what I'm saying? You can get in the game and learn, and then Andy Dalton can go teach you in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think Andy Dalton needs to store it. He can get Chicago can get a head start if they just play him, and that may just be my opinion. It could be stupid, but at the end of the day, he doesn't have the elite quarterback to lean on. Where he like really, what are you gonna learn by Andy Dalton starting the game? Like, yeah, you can learn a lot. I'm not trying to disrespect Andy Dalton, but like that's my point. It's like it's not like he has a Aaron Rodgers starting the game, and no, you sit down and you listen and you watch. He has Andy Dalton. He's gonna learn better if Chicago just puts him in and makes interceptions and gets sacks. And I don't want. And Chicago doesn't have a line like Houston did when Watson came into the league and didn't have a line like Arizona did or what Eli had. They have a decent line, so it's not like he's going to go out there and get killed. But I just think Justin Fields, they're going to start him early because they can build him early playing. You're not going to learn much for Andy Dalton. I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect Andy Dalton, but that's just my opinion.
No, you can go and disrespect Andy Dalton. He's the red rifle. He's not really that great. But the point that we're trying to make here, I think, is Chicago going to end up with a top 10 pick?
Right.
Regardless of how we're seeing
regardless who's scored in anything.
Justin Fields is. All we need to know is that I just think that even if they have Justin Fields or Andy Dalton, they're still going to have 6 to 7 wins in that division.
What's that? We're all on the same page there. I love it.
The NFC North could be a repeat of the NFC East last year.
Oh,
because you have a mess in Green Bay. You have,
but I do think the Vikings are going to be better this year, Ash. I really do.
Yeah, I think
Minnesota takes that division.
Chicago. If Aaron Rodgers, I don't know. The Packers, I feel like even if he is there, that's too much to overcome with what they have going on. But it could be a repeat of NFC East where a team can win like 7-8 wins and they'll be the winner and they'll end up with like the 19th pick. You know, so
yeah, I wish you were right.
I don't see Chicago winning the division. I don't see Chicago winning the division. My bad, Miz. I don't see them winning the division, and I don't see them getting the wild card. But I don't see them at 4-13 neither. I see Chicago maybe like 8-8, 8-9 or 9-8, something like that.
I think they'll get at least 5 wins. At least 5 is like their floor.
Again,
you got to remember, Detroit's probably the worst team in that division. So
yeah, I have Detroit going 0-17. But
Rick is drunk, man. What is he talking about?
Rick.
But
look at this. What? He wants to see Dexter Lawrence playing fullback.
Hey,
that's funny.
He's trying to get attention. That's all. Tell him I'm eating a French fry. He wants to know what I'm eating. I'm eating French fry.
But we gotta understand, like Chicago is not too far off. Like people were saying that Chicago could be like a couple years ago. People were saying like if Mitchell Trubisky got his act together, that Chicago could be a Super Bowl contending team. Like that defense used to be. It was at the point the best in the league at one time.
They were. They lost that playoff game to the Eagles at home. That team could have went.
Mr. Finesse, thank you for popping in the stream.
You know what I'm talking about?
Didn't Chicago get rid of some coaches and hire a new staff or something?
They still have the same coach.
Greeny
Yeah, they
green.
have the
I don't know
head
about the
coach. Did
offensive.
they get rid of the defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator?
I don't know. He said sleeping on Detroit. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Just needs the attention.
I'm snoring on Detroit.
I'm
Nah,
just
I like
saying,
Rick. I don't know why Rick doesn't call in.
yeah,
He never calls in.
He
No,
called
he
he
it.
calls
does.
it a lot.
Cole, yeah.
He's the hype
He's
man.
cool. He's all right. He's cool.
He gets the conversations going.
Yeah.
He gets
Listen,
Joe
man.
arguing.
Don't listen. Don't be like these loser teams where we're talking about, oh, we want that team to win this many games so we could get another high draft. Forget all that, man. I want to go to the playoffs this year. I don't care about no draft picks.
Exactly.
I'm tired
Exactly.
of that. Man.
but in that
Exactly.
defense, man, we only bought out Chicago because they have a draft pick. That's it. That's
Yeah,
the
forget
only
all that.
reason
Move
why
on
we're
from that.
talking
Whatever
about
they call it,
Chicago.
whatever we get.
Let's move on from that.
The
No.
fact of the matter is that
No,
it
because
doesn't
that's
matter
a loser
where
mentality,
we get
man.
it.
That's a loser mentality.
Right. No,
Well,
but
the
fact
funniest part
of
is
the
Start
matter
talking
is it's a
about-
first round
Let's talk
pick.
about the draft
whether
in
it's
2 years from now. That's
32
stupid.
or 1. It's still a first round pick. So there's going to be value no matter where we pick at in the first round. So
Thank you, Miz.
if they win a bunch of games and we get a 31 overall pick, I don't care. It's a first round pick. We're
Right.
gonna pick
But-
wisely and we're
and-
gonna take a good
Listen,
player.
I'm gonna get
I
help
don't
for this.
care I don't care if they win or lose because we're gonna win. That's all.
Yeah,
I care
that was all I'm worried about.
I'm
Chicago's
gonna
is
get help for
gravy.
this, and Adam knows I'm gonna get help from this
Tell
because
him,
we have
Liz,
a
tell him.
friend. But you know what? That's a Jets mentality to talk about 2 drafts from now. Okay? And that ain't us.
Tell him,
I'm
man.
sorry,
If
man.
you're listening, that's you.
That's it.
Hey,
I'm about
listen,
to get my phone's about to blow up.
Oh, it's blowing up. It's blowing up. It's blowing up.
Greeny
Chad is-
Green's right. You guys are sleeping on Detroit because Andy Dalton's going to go play Detroit. They're going to bite his kneecaps off. Don't you forget it.
I'm just.
I mean,
Yo, this is a serious question. I'm not trying to be a dick right now, but like, is there some impertinence about Ford Field? Like, why isn't not building a new stadium in Detroit? Is that like is
Detroit
the-
is broke, bro. Detroit.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're going
Detroit
to
is
bed.
fine.
Or
would you want to build a stadium for that?
I didn't want to
loser
go there. I
franchise?
didn't want to go there, but like that
Listen,
explains
they
it.
had to
That
bail
was a
out
dumb
all
question,
the
I'm
car
sorry.
companies. They
Detroit.
had
I
to
was
bail
saying
out
that
all the
stadium
car
is
companies. They got
old.
the water is polluted. They
Yeah,
got
yeah. I
the
know.
unemployment rate is at an
That
all-time
is so
high.
true, though.
The
Detroit
stadium
City,
is the
man.
last thing they thinking about over there.
No, you're
Detroit
right,
is
though. That was a
probably
dumb
the worst
question.
NFL franchise in the league. Like in terms
Sorry,
of
that
like
was a dumb
winning
question.
and everything. Like
Let me-
Detroit
let me-
is probably like the worst.
We can't say we're much better. We are up there in the last 5 years.
Flint can't even get water. You're right, Green. You're right on that one.
No,
I mean,
I'll
we
tell
can
you
laugh at
about
Detroit.
one
So
thing.
For the dumb question, you guys put it real in that was
you
smart.
straight.
Yeah,
No, you straight. You straight.
yeah, that is true though.
Detroit
That
Stadium
sucks.
isn't
Yeah.
that bad.
Yo,
Like,
listen, man. Yo, they're giving houses away for free in Detroit. People don't want to go there. People don't want to live there. There's no jobs. There's no life there. It's not a good place. It's been like
Well,
that for
I mean,
a long time.
Hopefully,
You
the
remember
team
we were
is better
talking
than,
about it
and
this
better
morning.
than that. I
And
mean,
shout out to the people of Detroit and Michigan.
Yeah,
We're
shout
not
out
talking
Detroit.
about job. We talk about the conditions that y'all are suffering right now.
Eminem from Detroit.
Exactly. Who's from
I'm
Detroit?
talking about the Lions stinking. I don't really care about the city,
No, I
know,
was just
in
saying
it that
good
way.
people come from Detroit.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
But it plays into it.
Some friends
Plays
that's from
into it.
Detroit.
That stadium is not bad. When they get their fans in there, they have a loyal
Yeah,
fan
it
base.
is.
Lions.
yes, they do.
I mean, they pack
guess-
that stadium every Thanksgiving for that game, win or lose, and they got a fan base. So I would like to see them do something. I like Dan Campbell, but I don't think Detroit's going to be a great team. But we're on a Giant podcast, right? We shouldn't be
Let's get it.
killing Detroit.
yeah, it's a
Talking
giant
about the
Killing
podcast.
everybody. Whoever we play, we killing. I don't even care. I ain't got no sympathy for nobody. In the words of my man Strahan, we're gonna stomp that ass.
30-10, baby. Every
That's
game.
another
they're winning.
place if you want to
30
get
to
off
10.
get off the
Yeah,
Giants
Detroit.
topic for a
Detroit
second.
right now looks like the Bronx in the '80s.
Yo, just to get off the Giants
Not quite
topic
as
for a
bad,
second.
but
And we were talking about it this morning also in the gym. Jacksonville, right? Jacksonville is trying to sell tickets. That's why they bring in a Tebow. Jacksonville is on their way to becoming London's team in the future. That's what's going to happen. Jacksonville is going to move to London. They're going to have their own home team. The NFL is going to have what they want, which is marketing a team overseas. Okay? Because Jacksonville, they could have Lawrence. They don't sell tickets, man. Their fans don't come to the games there, and it's a problem for them.
That's
All
why I'm
business at
saying
the
the
end of the day.
situation That's why I was saying the situation with Trevor Lawrence is not as easy as a situation with like a Fields or the trade Trevor Lance or something like that. Sorry.
And players gonna get upset over that because players don't even like playing in London as is because of the trip.
Right.
Right.
So
That is true.
It makes sense for the franchise, but I think like for the NFL to make that move, it'll kind of be pointless because like in like a couple months or a couple years, you're gonna have players complaining, and then they're gonna have to deal with bringing the Jaguars back home.
I think they're better off starting a European league because then we wouldn't be the NFL. We're the National Football League. If we got teams overseas, we'll be the International Football League.
They did have NFL Europe back in the day. They had NFL
That's such a good point. Such a good point, G-Nation.
They had NFL Europe back in the day.
Doesn't Mexico in talks for a team too? I know we have some games down there.
I know they play down there. I don't know if they're in talks for a team. But they
watch.
There was a minor league
games,
called NFL Europe. They had the Scottish Claymore, the Frankfurt Galaxy. I mean, that's how crazy I was back in the day. I watched everything, right? Yep. So if they had a giant player on Scottish Claymores, I'm watching it for whatever reason. I just loved football. But they had it and it failed. So maybe this will spur that if they bring. I don't think they should bring a team over. I really don't. I think it's dumb. Why? I mean, do you want to go play in England every year? Fine, I don't care about that. But to put a team there, I think is really stupid.
I used to watch the USFL.
You see this? Why do Philadelphia Eagles fans keep their season tickets on their dashboard so they can walk in the handicap?
I don't like it either, but the NFL likes this, and that's all they care about.
Right.
I think it would be better if they put a team in like Toronto
Hawaii,
or something like
HI.
That.
You don't understand.
Well, I would like to see an annual like CFL versus NFL bowl, like the top CFL team against like a top NFL team. I know that's not going to happen, but it would be fun.
They're getting washed.
See, what I don't like is you guys. They're talking about putting a team in Europe. Why don't we put a team on the islands? Come on, can Hawaii get a team? It's like it's expensive to move a team to England. The players love going to the Pro Bowl.
Every time there's a game in Europe, there's 100,000 people in that stadium, and there's so many jerseys sold all over.
That is so true. Yeah,
that's why money, man.
No, yeah.
Look at the NBA. But they were talking about taking the Buffalo Bills and moving them to Toronto. You should have heard the fans down here. Oh boy,
that can never happen. That'll be bad.
Hold up. Somebody, I got some receipts from my man Miz real quick. Hold up, Ash.
Oh, what's up?
Miz, what's up, man?
There he is. All right. I couldn't connect the face with your name, man. Now I can. All right, good, man.
It's me, Miz. Come on, man.
I seen you on the hub the other night, right after me. Yeah, so now I remember. I didn't connect your face with your name. Now I do.
Tornado.
I needed my own signature. Like you got the bald head for the signature. I need my own signature.
I work hard on this haircut, so listen.
Miz, Tudo Azuri says, where do you go in Philadelphia in case of a tornado? Lincoln Financial Field. They never get a touchdown there.
I told you, I've been to that stadium. I'll never go back there again. That's
gracias mille.
I'm glad
because I have to spend, and Adam knows I'm feisty. I have to spend 4 quarters trying to fight people the whole game. I didn't get to watch the game.
Yeah, we're feisty. We both got feisty against each other, talking about some football topic. I don't know, man. Philadelphia. They also would have my name on it because that's where I would be every game if I went to Philadelphia.
Now, I know a bunch of us caught another streamer's YouTube channel when he had a Philadelphia Eagle fan on there who was just talking the talk. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Philadelphia Eagle fan. You're going to have to walk the walk when you all are 2-15. Because if you guys win more than 6 games, I'll kiss your butt in Macy's window front showroom right to the big glass. It ain't going to happen.
Pause.
Oh my God! Just for that, I would want
to see this stream just got R-rated.
I'm gonna try to head down to the Chargers game go watch that SoFi Stadium and stuff
Y'all be
like that.
lightheaded, boy. Woo.
That should be fun.
Well, I want some of
Hey, yo,
whatever he's
Rick,
smoking.
real fast, Rick. Do you live on the West Coast?
I do. Yeah.
I'm not trying to give you a location live, but you live in Cali?
Yeah.
We should meet up at that on that Chargers game. I'm gonna try to make it when the team flies down. Yeah, I think it's December 12th or something
New
like
York
that.
Giants bringing people from different parts of the state together. Look at that.
There we
Different
go.
parts of the
Let's
country.
get it.
You know what I'm saying?
We're setting up for.
Never felt a bond like this amongst fans
I know,
because
this
every
is-
other fan is not a fan of my team or they don't understand.
Combined. We got the West Coast and the East Coast in the
Palermo,
house.
Italy. This guy right
You
here
know?
is in Palermo, Italy.
Damn, that's
And
what's
he
up.
popped
Yeah,
into
you're in
every one
Italy.
of my
I'm
live
just
streams.
saying, we're all fired
We're
up.
over
We're
the
all
pond.
here. We're talking football. This is great, man. I haven't had a good discussion forum in a long time with just fans and friends because everybody wants to yell at you and tell you how good their team is, but they don't give you reasons as to why their team is good. They just yell at you and try to put their jersey in your face. And then you realize when you unearth the dirt that their team really stinks. But it's just good to know that I got a couple guys in here that'll let me ramble on and go nuts sometimes and hear my stuff when I need to let out my giant rants. So thank you.
Sometimes.
And you know what's more crazy? You're my
Last
entertainer
thing
in
we
First Take, and they get paid like hundreds. They got on salary, and you know all these shows that we watch. Like Lou said it. Like he'd rather come. Not sorry, Lou. Like Joe said it. Like he'd rather come and watch us than watch all these ESPN and all these First Take shows because sometimes I stopped watching it too. Like it's all just garbage. I'd rather come on and listen to great friends, good homies talking great knowledge, and knowing that they're unbiased and they're talking realistic. No one up here said that we're gonna win the Super Bowl. We're going 16-0. Everybody up here has high hopes for the teams, but has realistic hopes for the teams. And to follow up on your point, Adam, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love you.
Yeah, I love
a
to see-
conversation like this.
I'd love to
Hey,
see
Lou,
Max
you didn't tell
Comer and
these
Stephen
guys
A.
you-
do something if Adam was barking in their face. Let's see what they say after Adam starts barking at
Big
them.
facts. Adam comes with all those facts. They'll be like commercial break.
Hey, Zion, they didn't tell you that we get paid for this? Miz and Lou are paying us to be on here.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
I FedEx them double cheeseburgers.
What do you go by the hour?
overnight.
I'll take it.
Well,
I love
Tudo
it.
Azuri says if you get a speeding ticket in Philly for the first offense, they give you 2 Eagles tickets. If you get stopped again the second time, they make you use them.
no, but
That's nice.
Hey, listen, I think that instead of having it in Europe, they ought to have a Giants game in Italy. So that way we can go visit Tudo where the pizza's delicious and the women are. Oh, mwah.
Here we go.
I'll gain so much weight, they
Tudo,
won't let me
Tudo.
fly back.
Correct me if
Buckle
I'm
up.
wrong, but I heard in Italy, if you get pregnant, like how like America we get like six weeks or something like that, or 6 months, they get like 2 years paid.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And like mostly every month has like a million holidays, and they get like so much holidays off. Like that's what's up. Good for
let me
Italy.
ask you guys a question. What's I'm not totally. I don't know exactly what's this war going on with Stephen A. and that other guy. What is he, a rapper or something?
Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
It's Kwame Brown. All right. Yeah, what's going on? Why they
Kwame
going back?
Brown.
I don't pay attention to gossip.
Basketball.
I have a wife and she keeps enough gossip going on with the girls in the family that I don't need to watch a bunch of guys gossiping. So I don't need to pay attention to all that stuff.
If I want gossip, I'm going to watch an Eagles YouTuber.
Yeah, I won't give them any views. They won't get no views off of me. The only notion Philly should have is loss, because that's what we're going to do when we go to Philly, and when they come to New York, they're going to lose twice. They don't stand a chance this year. Philly or Dallas do not have a leg to stand on. I think we'll split a game with Washington just because I respect their defense, and I know Ron Rivera is a smart man. But Philly and Dallas, 4-0 against them.
Yeah,
Let's get it. Sign me up.
I think we'll split with Dallas. That's just my opinion.
Why?
Because I think Dallas is a good team, man. You got to put your hate aside. Dallas is a good team, man. Dak is a good quarterback. It's not like they're not doo-doo.
Dak is on half a foot, man.
I don't believe in that
second guess every decision he makes, and he's gonna second guess himself. And with our defense, he's gonna get blitzed. He's gonna be scared when he plays us because we're the ones who broke his foot anyway. And I'm telling you, it's over.
Shots fired.
Listen,
shots fired. It's just listen.
Can we go back in history for a little bit?
Injury that serious.
Let's go back in history for a little bit.
Yourself.
And the reason why I'm saying
will make you second guess yourself and make you second guess your abilities, especially when you get put back in a similar situation and you get a case of deja vu. You might hold the ball too long, or you might make a bad decision and throw an interception. He's going to be nervous and timid when he comes back and plays us the first or maybe even the first and second time. Because that's where he got injured.
Let's revisit some history.
I'm not trying to be a bully. I'm just saying he's going to have some psychological issues to overcome with that type of injury when he faces them blue jerseys coming at him. That's all I'm saying.
And I don't disagree with you, but let's go back in history. This is an NFC East game, okay? Their records mean nothing, okay? So I understand we want to march and stomp on the Cowboys and everything like that. We got to be realistic, okay? If we're going down the line, they have improved defensively. Now, I'm not saying we can't beat these guys. I'm just looking at it realistically. This is going to be a slugfest all these games because guess what? Now we have a bullseye because we're starting to talk a little too much and we haven't done much. But we're starting to talk as Giant fans and Giants. We need to get that swagger before we go in there and lay some daggers down and say we're just going to stomp them out. So I just want to show that because every year we play NFC East teams and we think we're going to beat them. And guess what? Even if they're 5-11, we still have a tough game we can't beat. I just want to like I said, we need to pump the brakes sometime. That's all. Just throwing like, oh, well, we can kick the Cowboys out. Yeah, I get what Lou's saying. I see it. You don't think they're going to come and want to beat us from beating them last year and knock them out of the playoffs?
You got to be realistic. Be realistic. We're splitting with the division games. Yeah, I think we're taking 2 from the Eagles because we got a hard on for them this year. But other than that, we're splitting with Washington and we're splitting with Dallas, man. You got to keep it real. You can't just go around, we're going to beat them. We're going into Dallas and kicking their ass.
Well, that's 4-2.
Who are the Giants to do that? Who are the Giants to do that? What have we done the last 5 years? Nothing.
I'm sorry. I don't believe in Mike McCarthy.
I was just about to say that too. I don't believe in the coaching
Well,
staff.
I'm not saying I believe in him. I'm just saying the games are going to be.
We can't go in there expecting the. Yeah, I 100% agree where you're coming from, Adam.
McCarthy ain't playing the game, man. Dallas has talent.
Right.
You know what?
I mean, they still have a solid defense. They just got Micah Parsons. Jalen Smith is all over the field. Okay, Dak Prescott, whether you want to admit it or not, is a better option than Andy Dalton was last year. And last year, whether you like Dak Prescott or not, he was on a record-breaking year in passing yards until he broke his leg. Now, do I think he'll be timid like Lou when he's going to regret or reluctantly run? Yeah, I do agree with that. But we can't just sit here and say we're going to kick their ass because what have we done? What have we done that has made us so dominant besides being an exciting team? That's it.
I saw a Dallas YouTuber saying that Dallas was trying to trade Jalen Smith.
That's a man right there.
Everybody's trying to trade everybody. This is the NFL, man.
What's going on,
that guy
fellas?
right there? Big Pat, baby. Big Papa.
Hey,
right
Pat,
there.
I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna just say something real fast. That was like a Kanye moment. I'm gonna say thank you for having me on, Lou. I'm gonna dip off so you can come back on your stream and stuff like that. Hey, you guys have all been amazing. I love everybody's points here. I'm gonna continue watching, and the floor is yours, Pat. And you guys all have a good one. Thank you for having me on, Lou. Bless up, guys. Sub to everybody's channels here, guys. Like the video. Sub to Lou. You guys keep it 100 every time. Love talking to you guys. 100. Let's get it. Hey, I love that. Yeah. Let's get it. You guys have a good one. Giants for life. Let's go.
Later, Zion. The only thing I'm going to say is Lou stole our day because me and Pat were supposed to have this day. I'm coming for you, Lou.
Oh, I didn't know y'all was doing something today. I'm sorry.
I'm joking, man. It don't matter. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's still
on,
early. Y'all can go live and we can cut this short, and y'all can go live, and I'll jump on y'all live. Shoot.
No, I'm crazy.
Yeah,
We're
man.
on here. I
I'll do it for y'all.
No, I texted Pat. I said Lou's doing it, so we'll just all be on over there. That's all. It doesn't matter.
No. Last week, Pat cut his live stream short and told everybody to jump over there and get on mine. So let's cut it off, and y'all let's go.
It don't matter. It's raining. That's all. It's raining.
I just say I might do the Mavericks Clippers game. So
I was looking for you this morning. I thought
you don't want to do the Knicks game again? Maybe the rerun? You want to rerun the garbage Knicks?
We can talk about the Knicks, but
God almighty,
let me say something about the Knicks though. Don't get off the Knicks. If you're a Knicks fan, you should be proud of that team.
Facts. Because we shouldn't even been in there. And we made a good run and had a great half a season.
And it's not the fact that you shouldn't have been in there. You know, nobody on that roster really has good playoff experience except for Derrick Rose, and it's obvious.
Yeah.
Julius Randle is an up-and-coming star, but when you go to the playoffs, he has to learn that they're going to play you different. They're going to play you to your strengths, and you're going to have to come with something else. That's what Michael Jordan and people like that did. You stopped the main thing that they did, they just found another way to get at you.
Right.
Julius Randle is very good off the dribble because he can really handle, because he's a big man. A big man that can handle is very dangerous. But what he has to develop is a low post game. If he develops a low post game, now he can just go to the post and catch it. And when he does have that little man matchup, he doesn't have to go all the way up the court and try to finesse a layup and get double teamed. When you pass it to him in the post, you can't double team him automatically, because as soon as you do, somebody's going to be wide open to hit a shot to be easier for everybody else to get their shots up. So once he develops that dominant low post game, I want to put him in the same category, and this is his complete peak of like a Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon was dominant as a big man with the handle, but when they double teamed him at the top, he went right to the post and he dominated in the post as well, as Shaq, as Alonzo Mourning, as Patrick Ewing. That guy's one of the most disrespected guys when it comes to Hall of Fame players out there possible. I say he's one of the players that changed the script. The Houston Rockets during that time wasn't scripted to win. They wanted Charles Barkley and them to go back to the finals when Jordan retired, but he stopped that. He was so good you couldn't do nothing with him. It was scripted for Shaq and Penny and Orlando Magic to be the Lakers before the Lakers. If you remember that Showtime Magic teams, it was scripted for them to win, but he changed that because he was so dominant. He was so good that he got people like Kenny Smith open, Maxwell open, Robert Horry open, because Shaq couldn't do nothing with him. And then he was strong enough on the defensive end to stop Shaq from dominating him. He's one of the people that changed the script. He's another person that was like that was Isaiah Thomas. It wasn't scripted for the Pistons to win anything in the 80s. It was scripted for either Magic or Bird to get something. Or that Sixers team for that one time when they had Moses Malone and Dr. J.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to change it. He's going to have to be one of the players that change the script. New York Knicks are not scripted to win anything. I'll tell you that now. They're going to have to play out their minds to beat teams.
No, they had a good run, and we're being exposed in the playoffs because we don't have enough shooters. And all that three-point shooting that they're doing was driving me crazy. Take the easy two or take the two, and make them work for that three if they're going to shoot a three against you. But at least you'll stay in the game. They kept shooting threes with no hopes of making it and giving Atlanta the ball. But
you know why they had to keep shooting threes? Is because they have no player other than Derrick Rose that can penetrate like that.
Right.
Except for Julius Randle, and they kept double teaming him. He's not. I'm not going to say he's not smart enough. He's just not experienced enough right now to know that. Hey, let me get to the post, man, because they keep double teaming me at the top of the key, and it's causing me to have turnovers because I'm so used to just dominating, just going past that defender and laying it up in the regular season.
But let's get back on football, like because that's why I did this stream. I was so depressed about the Knicks loss that I wanted to talk about a different sport. That's why I went live. So let's answer Greeny Green about football.
Man, I had something I wanted to chip in on that.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
We got to chip in.
Right. No, as a Knicks fan, you guys were predicted to win 20 games this year. You won 41.
25.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
All right. You made the playoffs. If we're sitting here as Giants fans and we go 11-6 and make the playoffs, are we not happy? We just talked about that.
No, I'm proud as heck that we're in the playoffs. We haven't been in the playoff discussion in decades.
But as far as your offense goes on the Knicks, you guys sucked. I'm sorry. There's no other way to say it. You're not crashing the boards. When you guys are on offense, one guy's handling the ball and the other four guys are standing around with a thumb up their arse.
Yeah, he's right. Nobody's driving either.
Well, yeah, nobody's driving to the paint. Somebody throws up a shot. You've got nobody to come in and rebound, and then everybody's just standing there. It's like, what do I do now? I can understand where you guys are frustrated, though, as fans. Or am I not? Or am I wrong?
Nah, the Knicks had a good season, man. We all know they're headed in a good direction, and that's all you wanted. Listen, they did more than we even thought before the season, like you said. So
it's
you can't
something
be
to
mad
build
about
on for next season.
Exactly.
So I'm glad.
Right.
You guys
They
got
got two
draft
first
picks.
rounders. You got 2 first rounders next year, and they
Yeah.
got money to try to get somebody if there's someone available. There might not be a lot on the market, but
If
here's my
y'all
only
get-
thing. Here's
Go
my
ahead.
only thing, Pat. Back in the days, if that little clown with the mop on his head was dancing around the court wiggling his head, he would have got an elbow and sent into the 10th row. And that's my
Oh
problem.
yeah, Charles Oakley or
Greg
Man,
Anthony, any of them. Name any of them.
man, any of them,
Anthony,
any of them boys.
Larry Johnson.
Yeah,
What?
any of them
Yeah,
boys.
That guy
Even
wouldn't
y'all had Sprewell.
be doing this because
Yeah,
he'd
even
have
when
no
y'all had
arms.
Sprewell, y'all would
You
have
know what I mean?
dominated them.
He'd have no arms if he was doing this to Anthony Mason. Let's be honest now.
Oh yeah, Anthony Mason too.
Anthony
Look
Mason,
at
Anthony
Anthony
Peeler up on
Mason
them
would have
too?
got ejected for fighting. That dude
Come
used to
on
love
now.
to fight.
So this guy's dancing around the court, showing off. That's all nice. He's a good player. He could shoot from anywhere. Let me tell you, the message would have been sent early to him in game 1 or 2. He would have got an elbow
Yes, it
across
would
his
have.
jaw and thrown into the 3rd row, and his 2 friends on his team would have been right in the 4th row next to him. So you know what? That's and Randall tried to do something at the end. I seen that, but it's a little too late.
When he
Yeah,
threw
but
the forearm at the guy, yeah.
And I know it's a different league. They don't allow it today. I get it. These guys hang out with each other after the game. It's all bullshit, man.
Listen, especially after that Ron Artest incident with the chairs and all that stuff, you know, they had to ring it in a little bit.
I would tell
Yeah,
you
listen,
what though,
Ron
if y'all get a
Artest, Ron
point guard,
Artest was a psychopath, you know? Ron Artest was a psychopath on a whole nother level. So, you know.
y'all get a point guard, it's gonna be on. To let Derrick Rose come off the bench like he's supposed to, and not have him giving him all those
Yeah, he
minutes.
played
and
way
let
too long in the first quarter, man.
Yeah, and let Derrick Rose run that second team offense. So y'all get a nice point guard. It's gonna be on out there in New York. I'm telling you.
Listen,
Because now you have a general on the floor.
Definitely something
Yo,
to build
Derrick
on.
Rose
And
is nasty.
I love what Coach Thibodeau has done with the team. I think that we're gonna look good next year. But back on the Giants, I believe that
Giants, who's
nobody is giving us a chance, and we are gonna make some serious noise. I'm telling you, and I know everybody's saying I'm thinking too optimistic and all that. Okay, look, at the most, 11-7. 7 losses is the most, but I don't even see that. I think we'll lose no more than 5. But just so everybody can stop saying I'm too optimistic, I'll say we'll lose 7.
I've been
you're
saying
crazy.
12-5 since the end of the season last year. I'm going to continue with 12-5. That's what I see. I'm sorry.
Joe, you're crazy.
Dude,
Joe, you're
listen. Okay, we should have swept the division last year, right? With the team that we had, our team is 3 times better than what it was last year. We don't even
the
see
rest
the
of the
field
division
yet.
is also. The rest of the division
It
is
is
also
not.
much better.
Fitzpatrick
Yes, it
sucks.
is, man.
Fitzpatrick ain't
tragic.
going anywhere. He's 14
tragic.
years in the league, and he's never been in a playoff game. Dak
No, I
Prescott,
agree with you. He doesn't suck, but I agree he's not going to last 18 weeks at a top level. But the Washington added some nice players on offense. They have a strong defense.
And how many times has Daniel Jones beat Washington?
Most of his wins come against that team.
Greeny Green says it comes down to DJ. He gotta not suck.
Jason Garrett too.
Well, the thing is this: we go back and forth on records and everything like that. All I'm trying to say is I'm optimistic like you guys. I want to go 11-5. I want to go whatever the new record is, 16-1, right? But I'm just pulling it back a little bit to say like, yo, this is the NFL. This every week there's some other team flukily. Look, the Jets beat the Rams last year. Did any of you guys pick the Jets to beat the Rams last year? Probably not. And those type of fluky things happen where teams could win. Daniel Jones, knock on wood, could have one of those multi-fumble games or some crap. You know what I mean? Like, who knows what's going to happen? Well, I want to be optimistic, but I want to have margin for error. Just improve so that at the end of the year, if you don't make the playoffs, You still got your 9, 8, 9, 10 wins. That's 3 to 4 more than they had last year. Let's do that. Let's get I want to be in the playoffs like everybody else. But I also want to. I don't want to be 6 and 10 again. I'd rather be 9 and 8 than or 10 and 6 or something like that, and improve and not make the playoffs, and come back here and we're in the middle. We're looking for a quarterback. We're doing all this garbage all over again. That's why I'm optimistic, but I just can't see me going to the Super Bowl when this team is not yet built for that.
Dallas Cowboys went 1-15. The following year went to the Super Bowl. Why can't the Giants do it?
That was in 1989.
No matter. No one predicted it. Nobody saw it coming. When you're hungry,
I'm not saying we can't go to the Super Bowl, Joe. All I'm saying is my expectation level is we are going to play every game. We're going to play every game. When have the Giants been good in the last few years that gives you the hope that we're going to win freaking 12 games? When we kept last year.
You told me, forget about the past, look towards the future.
I'm telling you what I see and how I see it playing out. I'm not trying to disagree with you. I want to go 16-0, 17-0, 18 and fucking 0, hell 20-0 because we won the Super. Okay, but I'm just trying to temper the expectations so you're not let down if they don't make the playoffs because the team is not all ready yet. That's all I'm saying.
Adam, you're gonna have a heart attack. You need to relax.
I'm telling you, it's 1984.
Adam's passionate.
It's 1984 all over again. I'm telling you.
Adam need to put some perm on his attitude.
Guaranteed.
I'm gonna tell you this. I am optimistic about this team, but to be realistic, let's say we split with Washington and Dallas. That's very possible. Mm-hmm. I know we dominate Washington every year, but it's got to change sometime. They're gonna get us sooner or later.
What? We beat them 100 games.
It's just going to happen. We're not going to keep sweeping Washington every year, especially with Ron Rivera out there. He's going to find a way to get one.
No, I said we're going to split with Washington.
They won the division last year.
I say we're going to
beat the hell out of Philly and Dallas. Mark my words. Keep this video as a receipt. I'm telling you. I took my broken vacuum cleaner back to the repair shop to fix it. They put an Eagles jersey on it, and now it sucks again.
There we go.
If you want to say that the Eagles are going to be the worst team, yeah, but Washington's done some tinkering that has got me saying, you know what I mean? That I can't just ignore them because we beat them twice, right? They're a quarterback away. They've got their stopgap quarterback in Fitzpatrick. And like I told you guys, they're not going to lie down. I know that Fitzpatrick is going to have that, what we talked about, 12-week deciphering of the offense. We just can't say that they're just going to lose because we beat them twice. They went to the playoffs last year and they're better than us.
And I'm not talking junk about Washington. I'm talking junk about Philly and Dallas.
Right. I'm just talking to Joel. He's like, we're not just going to walk over Washington. We barely beat them the last 2 games we played them.
I will say this: the least we go in our division is 4-2. What's going to determine how good we are this season is how we play against teams like the Rams, the Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Raiders. If we win all the games that we're supposed to, we win all the games we're supposed to, we should be no worse than about 10-7 and 11-6.
I'm just trying to get into an argument with Miz. 5-1 in the division.
You're not going to argue with me. The biggest game to me of the year is week 1. We better not lose at home versus Denver week 1. I'm telling you right now, because then you go down to Washington 4 nights later, and you could be 0-2, and now we're in trouble.
That's a home game in Denver at 8:20?
No, that's right here. That's a 4:30 game right here in the swamp lands, okay?
We get back to the beginning. It's like, let's just go 1-0.
You said 4:30? Wait a minute. I thought that was a nighttime game.
Because we've been 0-2 the last how many years? Half a decade. Yeah. We always go in like, yeah, we're optimistic, and then we're 0-2. Just beat Denver, and like I said, then we can try to figure out how this march is going to go. Because
division. Just so you guys know, y'all see that? That's for the division right there. Breaking out the friggin' broom. 6-0. I'm calling it.
Daniel's son asked Mr. Miyagi to teach him how to sweep.
That's right.
Smith, you said we need to beat Denver week 1. Do you care how we beat them? You want to blow them out?
I don't care. I don't care.
Just
Beat
win.
them 13-10. I don't care. Come out of there with a W at home.
Just win.
See, you talking to Miz, man, who's a Giants fan. The truth, he don't care if we win 11-9.
Okay. I remember a game. I remember a game when we beat the Eagles 7-3. Many moons ago. Guess what? I love that more than scoring 40.
Thank you, Tudo.
Listen,
just wins. A W's a W. Just get me the wins. I know everyone wants to talk about style points. Just win damn game.
Every game takes on its own character, man. But when you come away with the win, you're very happy, right? Want to go 1-0. We haven't gone 1-0 in a long time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's go ahead, Joe.
When the Giants play meaningful games, meaningful football, we win. We're going to have fans in the stand. They're going to be amped up. It's a 20-year anniversary from 9/11. That's why we're playing the Broncos at home. You're telling me that this team's not going to be fired up? The fans are going to be on their ass 100%. And if they don't play well, and if we don't win that game 30-10, 27-3, 7, whatever.
It don't got to be that. It don't got to be 27-3, Joe.
Yeah, Doug. So Denver's a bad team.
If we win 17-10, you're not going to be happy?
No.
Why not?
No, because I expect more out of this team. We've got.
I know, but it's week 1 against a good defense.
You're calling a top 5 defense. A top 5 defense does not give up more than 10 points a game.
Well, Joe, the Broncos are a top 10 defense. Or close
Drew Lock sucks.
But their defense I'm talking about.
Yeah, but their defense is going to be on the field for so damn long. Listen, I can't help it. I'm telling you what I see. I was on Chris's stream. He had a member stream yesterday. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Chris. Everyone has faith in Judge. Everyone loves what Gettleman's done. Everybody loves the freaking players in here, but people are still pissed off because we didn't draft an O-lineman or we didn't get one in free agency. Well, if we trust Joe Judge, we trust James Gunn. Here I am acting like Adam now. If we don't If we don't have faith in Judge, we got to have faith in this old line because he's the head coach. He's the guy in charge, and he's the one that's going to make sure these guys know their position. They're going to know the position next to them. We've already seen that. Versatility is huge. So if one guy goes down, there's 3 guys to step in for the next guy.
Oh, listen, we have Brett Hagee, who was undrafted. He's played left guard, right guard, center, and 2 snaps at tackle. Nick Gates has played both guards. Jake Barton has played both guards. Zach Fulton is a center. We've addressed the O-line a lot more than people think. And, the biggest thing about an offensive line is continuity and having time to gel together, work together, get to know the guy next to you. We all know that there was no preseason, no OTAs last season. These are young guys that haven't developed together yet. With the 3 preseason games this year and the first 2 or 3 games in the beginning of the season, I think this O-line will gel and come together. Also, Will Hernandez has been working on the right guard position this whole offseason, and he actually started his few reps on the right guard. So if you watched 2 days ago when they actually went outside and ran some drills, Will Hernandez was on the right guard next to Pert. Gates was the center, and then you had Lemieux and Andrew Thomas on the left. So if they continue with that trend, we might be looking at a pretty decent offensive line.
Yeah, just to back that up, the starting offensive line is going to be Thomas, Lemieux, Gates, Hernandez, and Pert. I think that's a pretty doggone good line, if you ask me.
Yeah.
What about
you got Shane Lemieux with more experience? I think they're going to shore up his pass protection, and he's not going to be worse than the league this year at pass protection.
Just lift your head.
And I think our run game is going to be dominant this year.
And if you guys saw that interview, my bad. Go ahead, Pat. Sorry.
Oh, no, man, I really believe our run game is going to be dominant this year. As long as Saquon stays healthy this year, he's going to have an all-pro year. I believe they're going to make it their business to have this run game one of the top in the league. And then we're going to use our passing game to shore up the offense. When we get our running game, get it down to 3rd and 3, we got the receivers to get 3 yards easily now. We don't have to work super hard to get 3 yards. Not with all those weapons on the field. I believe our third down offense is going to be a hell of a lot better because we're going to continue to keep getting rushing yards on first and second down. And then we'll hit you with a surprise play action on first down and try to throw that thing deep to Tony or Ross or whoever they decide they want to go deep that play. So
Rick, I'm
I
gonna swap
believe
y'all with Ash real quick.
So I believe I truly believe this offense is going to be pretty good as well.
Don't leave, Rick.
And
okay,
I'm not mad at Joe if he says we get 12 wins. I believe we can do it too. I'll be honest with you. With this team here, we should be able to get 12 wins.
This is my only point. We're not playing in college. This is in Appalachian State that you're going to be playing week 1. Okay? You're playing an NFL team. And anything goes any given Sunday. We are not a dominant team yet like Kansas City. If this were Kansas City and you're watching your opening game and you're looking at it, you're like, yeah, we better beat them 35-0. We're the New York Giants and we still haven't we didn't even score over 35 points last year. We hit it maybe once, even 28 points. So before we go dropping 30 on them, let me get a W. Give me 21-10. I don't care. I just want to win the game.
I'm not saying we're going to beat everybody 35-3.
When he's saying that Denver is nothing and he expects this, all I expect is a win. I don't care if they're 35-0 or 17-10. Just win the game.
I believe it's going to be a closer game than Joe thinks too, because Denver's defense is pretty doggone good.
They got 2 rookie safeties.
And this is going to be the first time the offense.
Xavier McKinney was a rookie safety, and you see what he did when he got in there last year, right?
I don't think our offense has had enough time to become a blowout type of offense yet. Maybe by week 8 we'll have developed enough chemistry where we'll start blowing teams out. But in Denver week 1, I think it'll be a close game. I think we win because our defense will dominate. Our offense will struggle a little bit because of the nerves and jitters and first time stepping out there as a unit.
Daniel Jones got to get his groove with this offense. He got to know who he's supposed to go to at what time.
But our defense will keep us in most of them games and win us most of them games until our offense starts to gel and accelerate into what we think they could be, to at least what it looks like on paper.
Jerry Jeudy drops the ball. We don't know about Von Miller's injury. How's he going to come back from that? There's just way too many question marks in that team for me. I'm sorry.
You're up against Von Miller and Chubbs, man. You're up against Von Miller and Chubbs. Against an O-line that is right now, until it proves to be different, is shaky.
We can't say Denver, they do this, and then like our same players do this, and we're optimistic about our players. We got to keep that same energy. You know, Jerry Jeudy dropped the ball. Evan Ingram drops the ball. Right. You said somebody. Who did you say has too many injuries?
Von Miller. We don't know how he's coming off that injury he had last year.
Saquon got too many injuries, but we can't be optimistic about Saquon and then look at the other team and be like, well, they have too many injuries. And I'm not just saying that just because you said. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, we can't have that optimism. Yeah, we're fans of the team, but we got to be real with ourselves, Drew Lock, we believe Daniel Jones is better than Drew Lock, and he is.
That's right, Tudo. That's right, Tudo. Tell him again. Everyone should give tons of credit to Coach Judge with what he has done and accomplished with a broken team in all facets, which he inherited from Sherman. Forget about it.
What was their record last year? I don't think they were very good. I don't remember where they picked.
They were number 9. So they're a couple games below us. So we're not like we're talking about a team that went 1-15 here.
I think they were the same record as us.
You might be right. You might be right. We
think they were 5-11, if I'm not
something
mistaken.
Like that. Whatever it is, they were in the middle of the road like we were, right? A team that didn't win too many games. So you're telling me a team that we should match up with because they're in our pool of teams that we should win, that they're not going to come out, that team's going to lie down because we've got that much more talent? I agree that we should win the game. I don't necessarily know if we're going to blow teams out the way you think we're going to blow them out. And I don't think we're there yet. I just don't. I
agree with you, Adam. I don't think that we're going to come out the gate and be a high-flying offense like Kurt Warner and the Rams. I don't think we're going to be that out the gate, and I don't sleep on any team. This is the NFL, and each one of these players was drafted because they are better than the ones who didn't make it in the NFL, supposedly, right?
Okay.
So these guys are going to play, and any given Sunday, we can win or lose. So I don't sleep on any team. I agree with you on that, Adam. I don't think we're going to blow them out, but I also don't fear any team. I think we've done enough to build a team for sustained success. I think that we're going to be good for years to come. So on that, I agree, but I agree also that I don't think we're just going to come out and start blowing people out.
All right.
Out the
Well,
gate.
here's the thing, though. I mean, we've got content creators coming out and saying we're going to be a top 10 defense with the possibility of being a top 5 offense. And I believe that our offense could be top 10 in the league this year. If you want those stats, good to great teams beat bad teams by what I'm saying. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to play like the Rams, but I'm saying in order for us to be in those categories, you beat teams 30-10, 28-3, 17-0, 21-0.
I see that happening, but not on week one. Is my point.
Yeah.
I'm saying that we'll become that type of team by like week 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? But the first week with this offense and these guys who he's just started throwing to Galladay this year, in this offseason, he's just got Kadarius Toney. He's getting a Saquon Barkley back, John Ross. So these are all new pieces that he hasn't built chemistry with.
But
he still doesn't know Kyle Rudolph, and Kyle Rudolph still doesn't know him. We certainly don't know if Calvin Benjamin is even going to make the team to have chemistry with Daniel Jones. So all of these things we have to take into place. Now, while I agree that we are going to be a high-flying team later on in the season, I just don't see it in week 1 or 2.
We got Daniel Jones going to Arizona with the offensive line and the wide receivers to get in a week or 2 of practice, okay? We've got guys who are coming to voluntary OTAs. 70 guys showed up, 65 guys showed up, however many it is. Yeah, they're not all the starters. They're not all the stars. But we still have that many guys coming in. What?
Are they not going to OTAs in Denver?
All I'm saying is been doing that every year.
I mean, I'm just saying every team's doing the same thing. They're all getting good for week 1. Now you got to come with it more than just, we're going to beat the Denver because Denver stinks. Any given Sunday, why are they going to beat them? I don't need, like I said to you, I need the team to be competent. Get us down the field, get us fish, score. I don't necessarily need a 35-10 score to be. Would that be nice? Yes. Was 41-0 against the Vikings back in the day awesome? Yeah. I did not see that coming. I was just hoping we beat them 28-27, but they ended up doubling that.
All right.
So what I'm just saying is, I'm just saying I'll take a win. I don't care how it comes, how they get it, last second field goal, safety, whatever it is. I just want to win. When we get too cute about how we win, that's when it gets like oh yeah, well I like my filet mignon, but if they added maybe another piece of broccoli, I'd be happy. Who cares? You got filet mignon. You paid for a good meal. You eat it and keep moving.
I don't think Denver's going to be able to run the ball on the Giants because I think our front seven's going to dominate their offensive line. Okay, so that leaves if we get up by 10 points, Drew Lock's going to have to start throwing the ball. I think once Drew Lock starts throwing the ball, our secondary matches up with Denver's wide receiver core very well.
I think Bridgewater is the starter, isn't he?
It could be Bridgewater starting. He had 70% passing.
I'm not afraid of no. I'm not afraid of Bridgewater. I'll tell you what I'm afraid of. Those 2 pass rushers come around the side early in the game, hit Jones, the ball comes out, Von Miller picks it up, walks into the end zone, and we're down 7-0, and here we are starting behind the 8 ball. And that's
I'm afraid of a letdown, like Mitch's saying, a letdown. That's what I'm worried about. You should go in there and beat this team. But if they come out and lose, that's what I'm even worried about. So just win. Just get your confidence up. And then, like you said, like they said, down the road, this team comes up again or a similar team, like let's say LA Chargers. Yeah, then at that point, I'm going to be like, all right, we've seen this song and dance before. You put 8 or 9 weeks together, go kick they friggin' butt. On week 1, just get me a W. Let's get that crowd and that fan base going and get energized and not start off 0-2 like we have the last year and we're basically fighting and scrapping and clawing. Let's get out ahead of it and make sure that if Evan Ingram drops the ball down the sideline, it's not gonna screw us because we didn't win week 1 against Denver.
And
I'm gonna tell you guys this real quick. I'm not judging the Giants offense until week 3 against the Falcons. Now, if our offense can't put up points on the Falcons, we're in trouble. That's when I'm going to evaluate that offense because the first 2 games are against very good defenses, but I just got a feeling our defense can outlast the other team's defense when it comes to the Broncos and the Redskins. Fitzpatrick is going to make a mistake. I promise you. If he beats us that first game, that second game, he's going to throw us 4 picks. That's just the way he is. I won't be mad if we lose that first game to Washington because Washington is very good. I'm not going to lie to you. If they had a quarterback, we'll all be in trouble. I'm just telling you that now. With the offensive pieces that they got and their defense is already loaded. But if our defense can outlast your defense, with the offense that our team has now, we should win a pretty good amount of games, especially against teams like the Falcons, the Saints. We should be able to get them teams that our defense can outlast their defense. That's why I'm confident against the Saints because I don't have any faith in Jameis Winston. I'm sorry. I don't see him doing anything to our defense, and I believe our defense could put our offense in positions to where we're starting on the 40-yard line. And with the offense we have now, we should at the very least, be able to get a field goal. I don't think we're a 3-and-out offense anymore. I just don't believe it. I don't care what defense we're playing. We should be able to get something on somebody with all those weapons. So I believe this is still going to be a defensive-led team. I don't know if anybody's on this panel that believes our offense is going to lead this team. That's not true. Our defense is going to lead this team, and it's going to lead us into the playoffs. If we make the playoffs, it's going to be because our defense was that good. I believe this team on offense is going to need this year to get themselves together because they got to find out who's the big target that we go to on third downs. They got to find out who's their deep man. They got to find out who they're going to put in the slot. They got to find out who's going to be the main red zone target. They got to find out if they want to be a power run team or do we want to spread the offense out. Now, I believe
figured out by now.
How can you have that figured out by now? You haven't been in live action against anybody else.
Well,
everybody looks good going against each other.
But you're absolutely right. But the coaches better have the scheme and who they want. They better have a list of the guys they want to target for the red zone, for the guys they want to target power running, for the guys. They should already have all of that, an idea of who they want
I'm sure
where.
They have all that figured out. It's just
you don't really figure it out until you get live action.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't know how John Ross is going to perform live. He might look dominant in OTAs because there's no fear of anybody hitting me, and there's no defense being called against me. You're not going to find anything out until live action, Joe. I'm telling you that now.
And Joe,
and I believe you play football, correct? Did you play? I played too. And when I tell you, in doing training camp, everybody feeling good, but when them lights hit.
And somebody punch you in the mouth.
Somebody hitting you in the mouth.
You
I'm playing fullback and I'm going full steam up that hole and I'll hit a linebacker and he looking crazy. He don't want to come back in there.
It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye.
And we have a guy on our back with all the money we spent. So teams are going to be gunning for us. So I just can't see,
I played O-line and D-line, and I always wanted to smoke. That's what I'm saying.
So you should know.
Shit talk like there was no tomorrow against the guy next to me. I don't care if I was blocking him because one way somebody's going on the ground, whether it's the ball carrier, him, or me. That's how I look at it.
But you should know that, Joe, that it is different when it's the lights are on. You don't know your team until you play another team. That's why we're trying to get scrimmages against the Patriots right now to see how we perform against another team because you can see things when things happen when you're playing somebody else. Okay, John Ross doesn't run this route well enough to beat this cover two that they're running. So let's see what Kadarius Toney does against that. Or let's see what Kenny Galladay does against this DB. Can Daniel Jones fit it in between this safety and and when he gets past the DB in the cover 2, can Daniel Jones fit that ball in there? You got to see these things. So I can't say that this offense is going to be dominant. I say they had a potential to be a top 10 if they get it all together. Yes, they do. But I got to see them in live action. Now, this defense, on the other hand, we already know how we coming on defense. Defense don't change. Ray Lewis and that proved that over 15 years. That defense don't change. As long as Ray Lewis was there, that defense was going to be strong. I think they had 1 year when they struggled with Ray Lewis.
Yeah,
maybe
Ray
1
Lewis,
or 2
Ed
years.
Reed.
Yeah, you knew
Yeah.
you know how Ray Lewis and them coming.
And like
Just
I
like
said,
Patrick Graham and Joe Judge with this defense, you know how we coming.
and like I said, check the receipts on my last 2 live streams ago. I said that they was gonna put Carter Coughlin to inside linebacker with Blake Martinez.
Yes,
And look, we saw him working out an inside linebacker with Blake Martinez.
I think this is more to see if he can make the team, though, Lou.
Yes,
No, I
more
mean,
mobility.
I think he's gonna make the team as an inside linebacker because he's not.
But he got to go against Tay Crowder, Devontae Downs, Reggie Ragland.
I'm not saying he's gonna be the starter. I'm just saying they're working him at inside linebacker. I think him and Tay Crowder make the team. To be honest, I don't think O'Shea Zimenez is gonna make it. I don't think. I don't think.
He might be IR.
I don't think Cale Garrett is gonna make it. I don't think
That's Mrs. Guy.
Trent Harris or TJ.
And you can't
Brunson.
talk about that guy that way.
I'm sorry, buddy. I just think that Ryan Anderson and Afadio Denabo have a better chance than Cale Garrett.
Maybe this is a way they can stash him on the roster, right? So let's say you want to use him as a pass rusher, but you have all those guys you named. You don't have. You can be like, all right, well, he has some inside experience. Let's kick him there. We can get rid of Devontae Downs and still keep Carter Coughlin at edge. But if someone goes down, now we can kick him inside. Like Pat said, I think it's more of a way to keep him on the team because we have less inside linebackers. You can designate him as an inside linebacker, and he can still do the same things. That's all.
Greeny Green wants to sign you, Joe, because you said either way somebody's going underground, either the ball carrier, him, or you. Greeny Green
I mean, but that's fact. That's just fact. Somebody's going on the ground.
Nobody want to talk about the unit. That's the best unit in this division, and that's special teams. And I don't know why nobody brings that up. That's a big part of football, man. Special teams. I believe the Giants have the best special teams in the NFC East, and that makes a difference in games.
Special teams is that third side of the ball.
That's a good fact, is if our special teams plays to their capabilities, we can switch the field almost every time the ball is in the air.
Yeah.
You might see Ross a lot. You mentioned Ross. You might see Ross a lot on that special teams. What about the guy we picked up from the Niners last year? Isn't he a kickoff returner?
Yeah, he actually has the punt return record in college football.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We have a lot of speed on special teams, and I feel like we have a good kicker too.
Name?
When I saw Joe Judge on that YouTube video break down the special teams, like how they played against Washington the second time he played them, man, it made me look at special teams totally different.
I think
really is a forgotten part of the game.
And remember, he was a special teams coach.
Yeah.
That was his forte.
Right. I mean, that's why I'm excited to see them bring one to the house. That's why I want to see Tony on a punt return. If you're going to ease him into the game, let's say for whatever reason, everyone's playing well, and they're like, you know what, Tony, everyone's playing well. We got to get you on the field somehow. I want to see him back there. He might be able to flip the script on us, get a big punt return. When's the last time we've had a punt return where we're like, oh, man, he can take it to the house on any play? So I'm really excited to see what Tony brings in that position.
I'm really excited to be able to flip the field. Like, everybody's not going to be a Devin Hester. Devin Hester was an anomaly. You're not going to be a threat to get a touchdown every single play. But with Kadarius Toney or Pettis or Rawls or Peppers, we got many that we can put out there.
that last cornerback, that 6th round cornerback, Rodarius Williams, who we picked up, he's a special teams punt returner, kickoff returner as well.
Yeah, like I said, we got many options we can put back there. Joe Judge can feel like one option is good enough today that where you just want to put them back there every time.
I mean,
field of position is everything, man. Field of position and clock. Time of possession. Both of those are huge in these NFC East games.
Jabril Peppers returned the punch last year.
and a couple kickoffs. He was actually exciting. You know, he was, and then ran to the back of his guy, unfortunately. But I'm looking forward to that part of the game. You know, they brought it up.
I'm looking forward to that too. When our defense makes somebody go 3 and out on their own 20, and they punt the ball to our 30, and we get a kick return to the 50, and now our offense only got to work with half the field. That should be points almost every time.
Let's not forget about Gano. Joel talks about good teams. Good teams have good kickers. So let's hope that this kicker, who did very well last year, can win us some of these close games that we're going to be in with the long field goal as the weather gets more inclement as we go down. So we forget about Grant Gano. I'm glad someone brought up the special teams. It's great to see. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me go on my rants with you guys on a Sunday, rainy Sunday in New Jersey. Joel, no hard feelings.
You got that right, brother.
Let's go 13-5 or whatever the hell this fucking score is going to be, and let's go Big Blue. All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Adam.
Good day, Adam.
I'm gonna give you a new nickname, man. Captain Lou Albano.
I'll take it.
Hey, thanks for popping in, man. Always a pleasure, bro. Love having you on the stream.
I can't say, man, that kicker's big, man. The kicker we had last year, is that the guy we got from Carolina?
That's the dude who kicked the 60-yard field goal.
Yeah, don't remind me, Ash. Lord have mercy. Why you want to do that?
Yeah, this guy is nice last year, man. If we just get the senior out of him or close to it, we're good, you know?
Man,
I'm big on a kicker. I love kickers.
Our punter got to get better, though. Dixon, he has to get better.
So since nobody wants to take this one, I guess I'll take it. Greeny Green says, what corners make the team? Well, we know Bradbury and Adoree Jackson ain't going nowhere.
Williams,
the two kids we just drafted, they're both going to make
Robinson Williams and Darnay Holmes ain't going nowhere either. I believe Sam Beal doesn't make it.
And Isaac Yiadom.
I believe Isaac Yiadom doesn't make it. I believe we keep Julian Love until the trade deadline. And we might be able to get a little something for him if we decide to trade Evan Ingram or somebody. We might be able to get like a 5th or 6th round pick for Julian Love at the deadline as well.
Yeah, but are they going to let Yiadom go? Yiadom's making like $1 million. He's making like nothing.
I don't think he beats out Rodarius Williams.
I don't either.
We can't jump the gun on Rodarius because remember we drafted another corner, a 6th round or 7th round corner last year, from Minnesota. And did he make the team or did he get cut throughout the season?
Nah, he got cut before the season. He was on a practice squad.
Yeah, but that's not a 6th round draft pick. A 6th round draft pick is not going to demand as much money as a 2nd-year guy. Right. So you with the current cap situation and the 208 million cap for next season, and with all the free agency signings that we did next year, I think if Rodarius Williams and Aaron Robinson play up to their potential, that we would most likely see Isaac Yiadom and Sam Beal being the ones cut because they're going to demand more money.
Yo, let me say something. This guy, Sam Beal, must be a bonehead. Man, you take the year off in a year when you could have made a name for yourself on this team. Okay, yep. and then the Baker thing happens. Not that he knew it was going to happen, but it was an opportunity even more for him to stamp himself as the corner. And then he doesn't even show up to OTA. So either you're just a total idiot, or you really trying to get cut because you see so many players in the secondary that you don't want to be here. You want to have a chance somewhere else. It's one or the other. He's not going to make the team.
I don't think he's matured enough to play with a guy like Joe Judge.
I was high on this guy. When we got him undrafted, I was high on him.
I don't know why you would take the opportunity away from yourself last year, especially when you seen that Baker got into that trouble. You were next. Like we wouldn't even have Adoree Jackson if you would have played good last year.
No, not only that, we got rid of Jack Rabbit after he wouldn't apologize for saying retard. So you knew that we had a need there.
And I think he just took that opportunity to chill out. I really do. Unless and then he didn't even show up to OTAs. I could see if he took that time off and you just trained your ass off. You came back to OTAs like a beast
and showed up like, yo,
showed up. Yo, look, I'm here. I don't care
he
who
guaranteed himself. He guaranteed
risked-
himself not to make this team by not coming to OTAs. He guaranteed himself not to make this
We
team.
risked the 3rd round pick.
Yo,
for him.
did he ever like start a game? Like how much games did he play, Sam?
He's
He played 2 games.
He played 2 games?
He played
No, he played like 4 or 5 games, didn't
He played what? But
listen,
he's been on the team for like
before the
it's his
COVID
4th year coming up almost, huh?
Now, before the COVID year, he was expected to be our starter. There were high hopes for him.
Then he
He's
got hurt.
talented. He's just lazy.
He's supposed to be a real good player, but he's done nothing but stupidity so far.
Yeah.
So,
and Lou, I don't know if it's laziness. I don't know what it is, but I do know that he should have played last year because
I'll tell you what, it might not be laziness. This is what a female would call commitment issues.
Yeah, let's call it commitment issues. Let's call it that because we don't know if the guy's lazy or not. I don't know if he's lazy or not. But I think something's not right upstairs because we
gave
with that opportunity that he had, I would have played last year. It was opened up for him.
Oh, you take that. People
they'll end up
people
on
wish
man,
there was even given that opportunity to be in the spot, you know.
No, I would
on
have
the
played
team.
no raps channel. He
There
would
were
end up
kids
on
that would have
raps
killed.
channel.
Exactly.
There were kids that would have killed for that opportunity. I don't care if the entire team has COVID. I would have sat right next to them. Anybody would have killed for an opportunity like that.
100%.
We gave up a 3rd
Only
round
one that had a legitimate reason to sit out was Solder.
Yeah.
He had a legitimate reason. He had legitimate family issues.
And I guarantee you, Soldiers was torn. He must have battled with himself so hard to sit out. It probably came from the family.
Well, he's not even starting on the offensive line. He's a
Yeah,
backup.
but you know what? I still believe he's gonna somewhere in this season. He's gonna be a big part. I really believe that it's a piece that
Well,
we
I think
need to
that
have.
year off helped him. If nothing else, because if you remember, he was playing with that big old brace on his elbow,
He's playing
like
injured,
JJ
yeah.
Watt.
Yeah,
Well,
Bill
we're talking about-
doesn't make this team, man. I'm sorry.
Really? Bill. Okay.
Yeah, Bill doesn't make this team. I don't even think they give him a practice squad nod if they have a chance to give him a practice squad nod. He might be cut before the preseason roster.
Will we get a compensatory pick for him?
Nah.
No.
Yeah, we gave up a 3rd round pick.
You're not
we
even
did nothing for
getting.
him.
You're not even getting a chocolate donut for him. So let's just forget about it.
Because he in order to get a compensatory pick, that player has to make a certain amount of money in the free agent market, and he has to have production. This man's never played. No. He's played like 4 games in 3
get back
years.
on Nate real fast, but Nate, like, he may not start, but the good thing about Nate is he's going to be a good teacher for these young guys. Like, he's going to help like them teach, develop them, and just being his presence in the locker room. I think like Nate has his family stuff, and he's maybe not his self he used to be in the Patriots when he was on the Patriots, but just his presence in the locker room, I think is going to be good for this organization.
Well, let's not forget that in July here, the 12th, we got the supplemental draft coming up too.
I don't think we're just big on the supplemental draft.
You know who should look at Sam Beal? I told this to my friend a few weeks ago. I think the Jets should take a long look at him because the Jets don't have corners.
I think if we went to the Jets and say, "Hey, we'll give you Sam Beal for a 6th round pick," I think they take that deal.
Zion.
I actually think they won't have because they comment about the Giants to cut him.
Nate Solder.
What was that?
It's me, bro. When you said, touching on that comment of Nate Solder, you said Nate.
Yeah. I was talking about Nate Solder. My bad, sports.
But I think Nate Solder retires after this year. If Bill Belichick doesn't come calling him and tell him to come on to the Patriots and come home, I think he retires after this year, bro. Especially if he doesn't get many snaps. I think he retires after this year.
Question.
This is what I want.
About that, them unretiring the numbers that they had retired. Don't you think that's kind of disrespectful?
You talking about the Giants?
Now somebody's gonna have Lawrence Taylor's number.
Nah, nobody's having Lawrence Taylor's number. Nobody. They'll be ran out of town so fast.
You can't unretire Lawrence Taylor's number. Who number did they unretire?
They unretired all the jerseys. They're not doing that no more. Since they changed the structure of the jersey numbers, they unretired all the retired jerseys.
Well, one team had to do
Nobody's
that.
wearing
I did not
Lawrence
know that.
Taylor's jersey, man.
Disrespectful. Kadarius
Nobody's
Toney got
wearing
Mark
Phil
Bavaro's
Simms'
jersey.
Would you even have the guts to request that number? You know what I'm
No.
saying?
That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah, Mark
organization
Bavaro was
will tell you.
89, wasn't he?
Yeah,
But Bavaro
Kadarius Toney
wasn't.
got Mark Bavaro's number.
Don't worry about it, because the organization will tell them you can't have that number.
Like a rookie comes in, I'll like number 56, please.
Get out of
Like,
here!
what? Get out of
Get
here!
out of here!
I'll like
Put
you
him
up
in-
number
Enough
10,
of nothing,
please.
man. I understand
number
why
12.
Shepard is being number 3 because of his father and all that, but I don't like it. It looks stupid, man.
Hey,
You
listen,
talking about
don't
number
like
3 on Shepard looks dumb.
I don't
Hey.
like it, man. I don't like. You're 87.
I actually
That's
think
it,
he's
man.
gonna be dope.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think he.
I
I think it's his
want
last
Kadarius-
year as a
I
Giant.
don't like
to be
wide
honest.
receivers with single digits. I think that they should stick to the 2-digit numbers for wide receivers. That's just
Yeah.
me, because that's what I grew up on. You know, wide receivers was 87, 80, 81, 88.
It's gonna
You
be
know.
it's gonna be like college, man.
I guess we'll
It's gonna
see
be
what
weird.
happens. I don't know. Take time to get used to.
For us, but the guys that are young, they're already used to that because they saw it in college. You know, we're just a bunch of old farts.
Hey, you know what?
I don't care. Somebody bury their helmet in Brady's spine and end his career. I don't care. I know that sounds harsh, but that's what I want.
Nah, Brady's washed.
Not
He don't
that
got
guy.
he don't
Nah,
got
I
to get
love
hurt.
him, man.
He
I
don't got to
love
get
him,
hurt.
Lou.
Hey,
He don't
look,
gotta
they
get
was
hurt
saying
in
Brady's
his
watched
career.
for about the past 4 years, Lou.
Let him
I
fucking
haven't
hurt
been
him.
saying
This
it.
guy doesn't look like he's going anywhere, man.
I haven't
But
been
if you're like
saying
12,
it
if
until
you're 12
just
years
now.
old, like that's all you know is Brady winning Super Bowls.
Listen,
That's all you
Tom
know.
Brady
I don't
is
care,
washed.
man.
Tom Brady's gonna have his worst season ever. He's not gonna get injured.
Yeah, his
He's
worst
gonna
season
throw
ever, and
so
they're gonna
many
be in the
picks.
Super Bowl again. I know.
He's gonna throw so many picks this season that people are gonna be like, "What the hell happened?
No.
He aged overnight." I'm telling you, he's
No
gonna look
way,
good.
man.
It is
Just
gonna
crazy.
when he does
No
fall
way.
off. When he does
He
fall
gon-
off, it's
he
gonna
gonna
be
look
just
good
like that.
He's gonna look good in preseason. He might even look good week 1. By week 4, they're gonna be saying, "What the hell are we gonna do at the quarterback position?" Watch what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Tom
Because
Brady
it happened
washed.
the same way with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was good the year before, and then the next year he was just washed, man. It was crazy.
It's not
Father
the same,
Time
man.
hits
Tom
hard.
Brady won that Super Bowl because they brought in every living single weapon that they could find.
And they still
They
got
had-
And they
that.
got
They
him
still
back.
got it.
Antonio Brown,
Everybody's back.
They're
but he
all
don't
there,
got
man.
all his magic is gone.
Hey, but
How?
He don't
he's
need magic.
declining.
He don't need
Baphomet coming to
magic.
collect that contract they signed 10 years ago. I'm
Oh,
telling
you're
you.
crazy, Brady.
It's
Nobody
over.
takes care of their body better than
I was
Brady.
about
He
to say
invests
that.
millions into his body, man.
I was just about to
Trainer,
say that, yeah.
nutritionist. That guy's coming back, dropping another 40 touchdowns this year, and he's going to be at least in the NFC Championship.
Baphomet coming to collect that contract that they signed for his soul 10 years ago. I'm telling you. I'm
Tom
telling
Brady.
you.
Tom
Peyton
Brady.
Manning,
All that stuff
Peyton
he
Manning
did
had neck
on
surgery, man. Peyton Manning
all
had
that
neck
stuff he
surgery.
did on
Brady ain't got
Epstein
no
Island.
surgery.
All that stuff he did
That's
on
what I was-
Epstein Island with the frazzle drip and all that stuff is
Damn.
over. His contract is done.
Listen.
Hellhound's coming to get him.
If I was bouncing on top of Giselle every night, I'd be in that kind of shape too. All right.
You about to get my channel cut off by the Me Too
He's
movement.
he's in much better shape now than he was when he was 20.
Yeah, the thing is, there is some things that's declining with Brady, but yeah, I agree with Miz. I mean,
Yeah,
the
it's
guy
declining,
takes
all right.
so
His
much,
toes-
so much.
toes are
He
declining.
takes so much care, like he throws so much money to take care of his body that, like, and you can see it too in Tampa. Like, they're just gonna run the ball more, and then he's just gonna manage it. Maybe he might not make that Brady throws that he's used to it, but he's still in position to make.
Dude,
make
do
a
you
run
see the
out of
type
it.
of O-line they have? He doesn't get touched, man.
Hold up. Can I ask you a question? Hold up.
Yes.
Can money buy you time?
No.
Can money make you young again?
It's a trick
Yeah,
question
only for
because
Brady.
it's a trick question because if you're like, okay, now I'm not gonna get into conspiracies here, but say you have $50 billion and you can automatically keep on replacing your body parts, then there is a way that some billionaire could find a way to live longer than the actual lifetime. But in a sense of this question,
Shoot,
like,
Rothschild did.
Okay, so we're gonna
Like,
send
you ain't
Tom Brady
research.
to the sunken place. and
Tom Brady's
put
finally
somebody
getting
He's
into
doing
in
it,
there?
man.
Like,
He's
come
already
on, man.
Lou, he's already doing it. Just
It's
by playing
over,
again
man.
this year, he's already
all
doing
I'm saying
it.
is like Tom Brady's
man.
budget on his body costs more than all of our houses combined a month.
Him
So
and
like
Jalen
the amount
Phillips
of
going
money
out
that
on the
he's throwing on
stage.
his body, like the whole TB12 workout program and everything he's doing, it's all mind over matter too. And the guy truly believes that he's gonna play at a top level. And like I used to be the guy who hated on Brady. Like we want him, we were his kryptonite. But at the end of the day, I always hated on him because he always appears in the damn Super Bowl. But then I'm like, my God, the amount of time that this guy puts in. I mean, like I can't help but just salute him and be like, you know what? When he's done, he's done. And like I think maybe 1 or 2 more years is max. But I don't see him going longer than that.
But
so
that's still amazing. 1 or 2 more years. That's still unbelievable.
That is.
Listen,
you know,
45 years old.
Brady.
Pat, 45 years old, and he's in the fucking Super Bowl every year. Sorry, I shouldn't curse, but you know what I'm saying?
If I could say something on this subject, it's many different things that goes into it. Yes, Tom Brady uses an immaculate amount of money on his body, and he does take care of himself. That's true. It's also true what Green and Green has on that screen. It's also true what Lou said. And then there's a money thing too.
I know it.
You got to think, who's the quarterback that's going to take over?
Miz's face just got tight. Miz, you ain't supposed to be cheering for Tom Brady, man.
I'm not, man. I can't stand the guy. I'll be honest with you.
Who named the quarterback that's supposed to take over for after Tom Brady goes? Besides Mahomes, and he just beat Mahomes. So the NFL has to prepare for life after Tom Brady. They survived after Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Roethlisberger. Rodgers is still around. He'll be around for a couple more years if he doesn't want to go to Jeopardy. But they have to prepare for life after that. After that era of quarterbacks right there that I just said, that was one of the greatest era of quarterbacks ever. It was. That's what drove the league. After Tom Brady leaves, that's the end of it, right? So who's supposed to take over? Lamar Jackson hasn't shown up in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, that's the golden child. That's who they want to take over after this.
Herbert,
he still has to prove it, but he's one of them. This boy Trevor Lawrence is going to be one of them.
Josh Allen kind of does his thing too.
Josh Allen just moved his name into it because they signed Stephon Diggs.
And I haven't been looking into Houston's quarterback, so I don't know if we're going to talk about that.
Saved his career. Deshaun Watson's in his legal trouble, so his value is going to come down a whole lot, but he's still going to be a great player.
And after this year, it's going to be Mr. Daniel Jones.
That's right.
Isn't it crazy? Well, fast not to turn the subject, but isn't it crazy that the AFC got all the young quarterbacks?
That's just the way the draft fell.
Yeah.
But as far as the Tom Brady hate for me isn't that he's a winner. Okay, I admire anybody that can do what he did. My hate is that he got every damn call. The tuck rule, Deflategate, the video evidence that got erased, all that other little horse crap that went on with his career is what leaves an asterisk next to his name for me. I can't help it. It reminds me of the Cowboys because they would always get the call because they were America's team, and I've had to watch it for 40 years.
Yeah,
so it's not the money. It's not anything that has to do with the man's talents. It's the way that the things turned out for him because that was a fumble.
For the tuck rule, you probably never even seen a Patriots dynasty. I'm telling you that now. I don't think they get to all those Super Bowls. They lose that tuck rule game.
Yes,
I believe that's what started that train right there. And then they were the Patriots. You know, the 9/11 thing happened, so people wanted the Patriots to
correct
win.
me if I'm wrong, but that was his second year in the league, right? When he was on the verge of going to the Super Bowl, and then the sack on Oakland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's when Charles Woodson hit him. Woodson hit him. Yeah. He was standing there. That's a clear fumble to this day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a clear fumble. They said tuck rule. I said, "Oh man." Even as a kid at that time, I said, "Man, it's in."
That was the league. That was the league screwing Al Davis because of the whole lawsuit that he had against the league. They would not let him win.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
People don't.
That was the most phantom. That was the most made up rule I ever saw in my life.
What the
Raiders
hell?
should have won that
Did
game.
some karaoke, Lou?
Somebody want
They never called that Tuck Rule again after that. I never heard of it again.
Yeah, never heard of it again.
It's crazy because you do see that on any given Sunday. You see certain quarterbacks getting protected and certain quarterbacks that the refs don't even care about. Like you actually see it every Sunday.
Look at all the rules that have been put in place because of Brady.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
But I see Tom Brady playing another 2 years, people. I just see it. He that TB12, whatever that Warlock school that he got that just takes care of his body. I don't know what they do to his body, but it's like his arm strength has gotten better. Like you've never seen Tom Brady throw this many deep passes. Never.
It's the way he eats, man.
It's crazy.
Tom Brady don't eat no pizza, no Chinese food, none of that shit, man. I'm telling you.
Look, man,
I'm
it's gotta
telling
be
you.
more than
There
not
was
eating
another
certain
guy like
food,
that.
brother.
Mariano Rivera was the same way.
Yeah, he played forever.
He only dieted. He never ate outside foods, and he used to go to sleep for 9 hours every single night at the same time. By 8, 9 p.m., he was going to sleep. And Tom Brady is the same way.
Man, I don't, man. He
And his
does
support
take very
system
good care
too,
of
like
himself.
with his wife and his kids, his support system, like he loves football. Like he puts football first, and for them to fully understand that, and it, you know, that's a truly special woman. You know what I'm saying? But Giselle makes more money than him, anyways. But for her to just got the kids, you know, you go out there and you ball out, like that's fascinating.
I mean, I don't.
It's a good
They
support
probably
system.
got nannies and butlers.
Oh
on
yeah,
the line, too.
yeah, of course. But like
because
That's another reason why.
if you think about like how long he played in the league, like not that much like wives would put like just fucking retire. Like, sorry for my language, but you know what I'm saying? That's it. Just it's been that long, you know, just retire.
You don't
But
want
the
it. He's
fact that
still winning Super Bowls.
he can
Why
play as
shouldn't
long
he?
as he wants to play. She's not begging him to stop playing. She just lets him play. Like that's what's up.
Listen, Tom Brady has found a way to defeat the NFL. You want to know what he does? He gives back all his salary. He gives back all his salary so they can keep re-signing everybody, right? Because he don't need the money because his wife is worth billions. You get it?
Hey,
So he's
Miz.
found a way to crack the system.
Miz, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you don't believe that the Patriots organization is still not paying this man under the table, you're crazy. That man's not giving back that much
Have
money.
you seen a quarterback in the league, Pat, give back money every year so that they could keep re-signing receivers and offensive
I
linemen?
believe, he's absolutely smart for doing that, but you don't believe Robert Kraft is still not paying this man to this day.
Oh yeah,
you're crazy. He's getting a lot of his money off the field.
Well, yeah, that's what
I can put money on it.
Tommy A
you
says
didn't eat the Patriots alive last year to watch this guy go win the Super Bowl. And when did they play this year? They
Why do you
played
think Bill Belichick just did what he did?
Yep.
Bill Belichick got to get his name back in there too. He's a competitor as well. Believe it or not, that little dude is competitive as shit. He's a little. It's damn near evil.
My man Tommy A.
Competitive he
Thank you for popping in the stream. Tommy says, anyone notice that Tony seemed to be completely ignorant to the history of the Giants number 89?
Come on.
And the great Mark Bavaro, the poster child for everything Joe Judge is trying to build.
Who cares? That's
I mean, come on, man.
That's
Kadarius Tony wasn't even born before Mark Bavaro when he was playing. There's no disrespect to Mark Bavaro. I believe that's the number that they gave him anyway.
There's rappers in the game who don't even know who Tupac is. And that's sad, but it's just they're young. You know what I'm saying?
You know, not to beat a dead horse, but you know what we were talking about earlier. Why I have so much faith in this Giants team, and I'm going to try to explain it. Now I know the situations are differently, but I want to give a comparison. Yeah, we went 6-10. But in 1985, the Giants played well enough that they had a couple playoff games, went to Chicago and got stomped. I mean, Chicago put a whooping on us in 85. And then this team came back and training camp was different. OTAs was different. The attitude of the team. You didn't hear nothing. I mean, I'm sure Miz and Lou can remember this. There wasn't much coming out in 85, 86, that year that we went to the Super Bowl and won it the first time. And I'm seeing a repeat of that attitude with this team. Nobody's talking. The reporters are chirping because they don't have anything. They're not getting any takes. Oh, Daniel Jones needs to talk more now. Really? That's what you're going to come out with on Twitter? He's got to give better quotes, really, so that you have something to write about. Get off your dead butt and figure out something to write yourself for the reporters. But when that stuff happens, when everything's internal, that's a team that's turning the corner. And that's, again, a fan's perspective. That's what I'm seeing. So I don't know if you guys are seeing that same kind of result or not, but that's winning cultures. They don't talk. It stays inside, and they do their job, what Belichick has always preached.
Salute.
Yeah, it's true.
And they kind of like add on that.
Unlike the team that had Odell on it, that never shut up.
Right.
Exactly.
Well. Tell them how you really feel, Miz.
Tell them, Miz.
That's the truth. That team was not about football. It was about a Broadway act.
No, I like that we're quiet. I like that we're choosing to let our play talk. I don't like a loud mouth in the locker room saying a bunch of stuff because then the team has to live up to it.
Comes back to actions,
the only time that you should open your mouth is to answer questions pertaining to what need to be answered. How did you feel about the game, or this or that? But when you get up and start making predictions like you Babe Ruth, I don't need none of that stuff on the team.
Am I the only one that cringes when I hear that your team had a players-only meeting? I hate that. I don't like it when there's a players-only meeting because something's going on that should not be going on, and I don't think we're ever going to see another one of those.
Yeah, right.
What do you mean?
Well, okay, it's like the team's losing. We're 0-6. We always hear the Giants had a players-only meeting. Last year, the Eagles were doing bad. They had a players-only meeting. And it's like they go on a 2 or 3 game losing skid still, even after a players meeting. So they're sitting there in a meeting calling each other out instead of trying to be a teammate and say, look, we need to do this better. You need to do that better. I need to do this better. Instead of working it out on the field, going to the coach, say, coach, what can I do to get better in my blocking? What can I do to get better in my running? Do I need to lift more weights? Is my timing off? Are my feet too wide?
Well, I think we've addressed that. I think we've hired coaches that are teachers and are not going to sit here and sugarcoat stuff for guys, and they're going to find the best way that each person on the team learns, and then they'll teach them in that manner. I think we've addressed it. I think there'll be no need for no team meetings other than team members getting together outside of work and trying to work on things together like they did with the cornerback group or secondary group and the wide receiver with the offense. And Daniel Jones gathered the guys in Arizona and Logan Ryan gathered the cornerbacks in Florida. Now, when I see that type of stuff, it excites me and it lets me know that the team is about the team.
Yeah,
but I agree. When there's a players only meeting, that stuff can get a little scary.
Yeah, Greeny Green put it. Yep, players only meetings are a bad side, and I don't think we're going to see that anymore.
Players only meetings happen when you're coaching when they don't believe in their coach. We don't have a coach like that anymore. We don't have a Pat Sherman where you have to call a team meeting only because your coach is not strong enough to call people out on their shit and make them be accountable. We don't have a coach like that.
Don't worry about that.
So I don't believe there'll be a team only meeting. That'd be an actual,
not a players meeting, but a coach will punch another coach in the mouth. So I'm just saying.
So that players only meeting stuff only happens on bad teams that have bad coaches.
Yeah.
And to kind of add on to like all of that, like if you just look at our team and like just from my opinion, I see us going 12-5, and it's going to be rocky at first. We're going to go out there. We're going to depend on our defense. But I think a lot of people maybe is not bringing it to attention. They know it, but they're not bringing it up. If you look what we did in the draft, and we look at like they're bringing it up, but the way I'm thinking is, we're gonna need the offense to come out and try to click, but it's not gonna happen immediately. We're gonna need to depend on our defense and hopefully our special teams to get us into the game and scoring like the 20s, the 18s, the 20s, the 25s, until it actually clicks like midway through the season. where we're gonna be I can see us being a dominant force. One thing that Joe Judge brought to this offseason and the whole coaching staff is they were really preparing for a long season. They're preparing for week 15, 16, 17, even weeks 13, 14, they're preparing this team because if you look at who we took, we're deep at a lot of positions, and there's going to be a lot of competition in the offseason, and there's also going to be a lot of chances for players to come and march out on the field. Like Joe Judge is the coach that he's going to play every player on Sunday. If you get a uniform on Sunday, he's going to play you. You may not store it, but you're going to see the field. And I think we're going to do a good job on the coaching staff of using that and managing that to our favor. So when it comes later on in the season, we're going to be one of the more healthier teams going into the later stretch of the season. And that's why I can see us making our rise like we did in 2007, where we won out, and then we won the Super Bowl. And maybe we're not going to make it to the Super Bowl this year, but hey, just making the playoffs is a big step in the right direction. And if you look at the last 10 years with the Giants, regardless of if you discount 2016, which they went on the boat, and that year didn't even count because we was eliminated in the first round, but still I count that year because we had a good team that year. And if you think about it, like this offseason, I said it before, like it feels different. It really does. And I may not be like the oldest Giant fan here or anything like that, but at the end of the day, like my time following this team, just this offseason, it felt like we was always reaching in the draft. We always needed to fill a position in the draft. This year, we actually feel dead. And yeah, our offensive line may not be fully secured or perfect, but guess what? You don't need a perfect offensive line in this day in NFL. And it's gonna start off slow. It's gonna start off rocky. We're gonna lose some games, but I can see it's clicking later mid-season, for making a big run late season, and Patrick Graham being the genius that he is, disguising a lot of what we do on defense. Teams don't know what to do. Defense carrying us throughout the year, and Barkley comeback player of the year, and I can see us going 12-5. And that's just my opinion on everything. And I'll let you guys go.
Well, that's a good point that you just brought up. You know what? We are an average team, but we're not below average, so that puts us in the top 15. So if we're 15th right now and we're only looking to improve throughout the whole year, that's where I get the 12-5.
Exactly, and the schedule works in our favor.
Exactly, because if we are a top 15 team, that means we could wind up top 8, 7, 9, right in that range where we're going to be dangerous enough where teams did not think past us. When they thought past us, they got beat. Seattle, perfect example.
Sean McVay came out and said he respects our defense.
Exactly. Nobody looked past us except Seattle, and Seattle got beat. We did what we had to do, and then Arizona they played their hardest to beat us. Pittsburgh played their hardest opening week to beat us. Everybody was there, and we were still in the game.
We was there against the Steelers, exactly.
So by being average, and then to be great, you just have to be above average.
Brother.
Minty. So to be above average, makes you a playoff team, and playoff teams are double-digit winning teams.
And our coaches got plan A, B, C, all the way down to Z. We got every scenario already written down, already planned out. Like Joe Judge is about to set this league on fire, and I'm hoping that it's not just on paper. It looks fine. I'm hoping that we can translate it to the field, and that's why I'm getting the 12-5 too, Joe.
I want to answer Gritty Green's question real quick though. He says, "Do we have too many coaches?" The answer is no, because we have a general. Everybody knows their role within the organization when it comes to coaching. I don't care how many coaches we put on this team. Everybody knows that Joe Judge is the head, and they all work in conjoint with each other. He only makes hires that he knows is going to come in and knows what this organization is doing. So no, we don't have too many coaches.
I agree with that, but also how many coaches are going to be looked at to move up on other teams. So we have already got the staff in place to where when they leave, we can replace them.
Exactly.
And plus, too, if you go up on teams,
thing about
Green.
I wanted to go back and say one thing about the players players only meeting. Let me tell you something about players only meeting. Okay? When you have teams that have Ray Lewis, Lawrence Taylor, and Ronnie Lott on the teams, they don't need no
Those
players
become
meeting.
accountability meetings.
When you got a leader who is intimidating, and you know he's the leader of the team, you don't need a players meeting to come in the locker room because you're slacking. He'll grab you by the head and smash your face into the locker and make you an example in front of the whole team. There's no slacking when you got real beasts like that as a leader. So someone on this Giants team, and one of those guys, I see Peppers emerging as one of those guys.
Who they have signed.
Last year, like say we go up, we say we're in a game, right? And say we go up by 14, which is a lot. Like, guess what we do? We just give it to Berkeley. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like we just like last year we didn't have that opportunity to really like trust in the running back to run out the clock. If we get up on any team in this league, which our defense can do, our defense is totally possible of holding us down. Yeah, here Berkeley, have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like we can go all pass heavy in the first half, which we won't do it. We'll mix it up, but then we can just give Berkeley the ball in the second half and be okay. But it's not gonna go like that. But that's the point I'm trying to make. Is like last year we didn't have Berkeley too. You know, we're able to just run out the time, run the clock.
I wanna watch. I wanna address this question real quick. In this statement, if DJ would have beat Seattle, I'd have a little more confidence. Well, you should have more confidence because we beat Seattle with Colt McCoy. Yeah. So we should be able to beat Seattle with Daniel Jones by a bigger margin.
And Betcher was the OC.
And James Skeeter, he wants to know your YouTube channel, Joe. He says, what's dude's name on YouTube? White guy with glasses.
It's classified 3F with Joel.
I gotta go sub to you.
What a way to ask for your channel.
Hey,
my God.
Hey, but at least he's interested. Appreciate the support.
What's up, James?
Definitely appreciate it. But
I tell you, I make a prediction that some of you guys are not gonna like, and I love Barkley. I love Barkley. The Giants know that Barkley's contract is coming up. They know that they're gonna most likely have to deal with him next year. I don't care if they put his 5th year up. His agent's not going to let him play under that 5th year for $7 million. I'll make you guys a bet, all 6 of you, that the Giants are going to mix up the running back stable at least half a year, if not 3/4 of the year, where Barkley's not so Barkley's not the power horse. They keep him fresh. They have full intention to give him a new contract, but it's not going to be at $20 million. It's going to be more where they want to give it to him because they mix him up and hold his numbers down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In a sneaky kind of way, you know?
Yeah, so the highest contract you give him is what Christian McCaffrey is making, about $15.5 a year, instead of having to pay him that luxury $20 million a year for a running back, which is absolutely ludicrous. But you would have to give it to him if you ran for about 1,800 yards or something like that. So, yeah. I can see that. It's always a business.
That's why they brought in all these backs. And you're going to see a lot of this Booker kid the first half of the season. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
You're going to see a lot of them on the goal line.
What do you think about Corey Clement?
They might mix them all in. Clement, they might mix all of them in. The guy they drafted, I want to see the kid they drafted a little bit.
He might get some snaps.
Brightwell?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah, Brightwell.
And then when they hit this kid Barkley up with a new contract and it's not going to be outrageous, the Giants will be happy with the numbers. Barkley might be happy with the numbers. Then next year, you're going to see Barkley go off on a tear for 1,800, 2,000 yards because it usually takes a year and a half to come back from this injury.
Listen, if these guys are worried about money, all I'm going to say is this is New York City. You go win a championship, and you're going to have all the money you've ever wanted in your entire life with endorsements because everyone's going to want a piece of you in that city.
That's true, too.
No, don't say, well, I need the money in my contract. You know what? You go out, you prove you're a winner.
He can make the money on endorsements. You damn right, Joe.
Eli,
he damn sure can in New York.
Eli, he's rich beyond our what? He has money we don't even know about from his endorsements. Rolex, ESPN with his brother. Now they're doing a show afterwards. Go out and win a ring. You want money? There you
Derek
go.
Jeter. You know how much money that man's made off the baseball field?
Yeah.
I'm quite sure it dwarfs what he made on it. I'm quite sure it does. That dude's a freaking legend in New York. He doesn't have to pay for shit.
Right. Right. Goes into any bar, any restaurant, his meal's paid for. Just all you gotta do is show that's Derek Jeter. Oh, I got you, dude. Don't worry about
But there's something about Derek Jeter that you have to respect from every angle. The man played the game right.
Yeah,
he never juiced. He never got humongous. He stood the same size his whole career. He played the game the way the game's supposed to be played. You got to respect that. With all these guys juicing and popping roids and GHB and all this other stuff that these guys are doing, you got to respect the hell out of Jeter for that.
Yeah, Alex Aroyd.
I don't even want to talk about that dude.
That's probably the only guy that can't come back to New York and get whatever he wanted. And he was a star. I won't even say he was a star at the Yankees. When it came playoff time, he dwarfed. I don't know where he went during playoff time.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Are you kidding me?
Fellas, do y'all think we got the best secondary? Without a doubt, I believe so.
Yes.
Ron Guidry? Ron Guidry can walk through New York City and he doesn't have to pay for a drink. You know, Don Mattingly can walk through New York City and not have to pay for a meal or a drink. All those great Yankees teams back in the day, yeah, right. They're 80 years old walking around in wheelchairs and crutches, and they still don't have to pay for nothing in this city. Yeah. Go out and win rings. You'll get all the money you want and all the fame and fortune.
Yo, look at what Strahan's career turned on after that Super Bowl. Look what his career turned into in New York, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but Strahan was setting that up while he was playing. You could hear
but
interviews
Tiki
with
was
other
setting
players.
that up way more than him. And look what happened to Tiki. It didn't work because he left on a sour note.
Yeah,
And
Tiki was talking trash about the team, though.
He didn't have that right
Yeah.
there. That's the ticket.
And he had a fumble problem, too. And he talked junk about the Giants. That's why as soon as he left, we got a ring. Karma's
Yeah, but Tiki's last 2 years, you could argue he might have been the best running back in the league.
Well, he was. He still holds all the records at the running back position for the Giants. But, I mean, just because you hold the records doesn't make you a good teammate. And when you go out there on the podium and talk junk about your team, like Aaron Rodgers does about his team, then that creates problems. And that's why we got rid of him, and that's why we didn't win a ring until he was gone.
No, I believe they would have won that year if he would have came back one way. Tiki's problem was this. He tried to become a broadcaster, and he felt like the best way to become a well-known broadcaster is to criticize the team I just retired from. And that was a mistake. That's all. And he regrets it. Believe me, he regrets it.
Hey, it was funny. If you look at an interview you did with Brandon Jacobs and Bradshaw, and the guy asked the question, what happened that 2007 year when y'all won the Super Bowl and Brandon Jacobs turned around and looked at Tiki? He said, you. Meaning that
I just saw that yesterday.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool, but Brandon, man, that's why I love that guy, Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah.
Like, that dude was one of the realest dudes that ever played for the New York Giants.
Yeah,
Like,
he played with his passion, man, with his heart, man. The way he chased Rex Ryan off the field that Christmas Eve day, I'll never forget it, man. He ran him right out the stadium.
Yeah, and if you can sit there and tell a man to his face that you're the reason why we won that Super Bowl because Eli Manning didn't have to deal with your mouth, and nobody had to deal with your ego.
Lawrence Taylor.
Yo, and if you watch an interview with Jacobs absolutely destroys Harbaugh and the Niners for taking him for 1 year
I'm
and not
answering
playing
this
him.
question here, man. He said, other than Strahan, who y'all think was the best pass rusher?
Lawrence Taylor. He was probably the best pass rusher ever besides Reggie White.
James also asked if we have the best secondary. Well, I'll tell you what, if our front seven doesn't get 50-plus sacks this year because of that secondary, something's wrong.
It's also the Browns are right up there. The Cleveland Browns are right up there.
So are the Rams.
We should have 50-plus sacks this year with that secondary.
Yeah, the Rams got Jackson, huh? In free
Let me
agency.
tell you, I believe Jacobs was just having a little fun. He was showing off his body, that he's in great shape at 38. He wanted a little drop of attention. He misses football. I don't think he's trying to come back. But you know what? If he really, really wants to try,
No,
the
he
Giants should
tweeted,
bring
I'm
him out of
serious.
respect.
He
Out of
tweeted,
respect,
no, I'm
bring him
serious.
in. Let him hang around with the players. Let him run around a little. Just out of respect, you know. Let him come into training camp. And not as a defensive end. I would use him as a fullback, to be honest.
I would use him
He
as a
tweeted,
power back.
he tweeted that he was serious, that he wasn't playing. He said he wants a shot. He said if he sucks and he can't do it, he'll accept it like a man. He won't make a fuss. But he said he wants a shot and he's serious. He tweeted that. And then he was like, why is everybody so mad? If Tebow can come back, I can come back.
That's true, but I keep trying to tell people, man, it's about who Tebow knew, man. Tebow got a lot of connections that you don't know.
Yeah.
Tebow
talks to a higher power.
Tebow
talks to a higher power, which has more power than any owner in the NFL or anything else.
Tim Tebow is just trying to find himself right now. He might have been a little bored about doing the ESPN gig. He's a competitor. He wants to go out there and compete. And there's nothing you're going to tell this man that he can't do.
All right, Joe.
He's just that type of dude.
Yes.
Joe, other than Martinez, who do you think is the best linebacker?
Week 1 or later in the year, because I like what Carter Coughlin could bring next to Martinez, learning from him. So the first of the year, I could see Tay Crowder getting the reps, but Martinez coming in, or Carter Coughlin to come in and spell him in certain packages to get some experience. Because I like the way Tay Crowder is in coverage. But I think if it's like a first down and they're trying to run the ball, I could see Carter Coughlin coming in as a run stopping next to Martinez. But if it's a passing down, I could see Tay Crowder. I like his coverage better.
Who you think it is, Miz?
Oh, is Lorenzo Carter a linebacker or is he a defensive end?
He's
starting to come into inside linebacker next to Martinez. That's where Judge had him playing in OTAs.
Yeah, then to me, it's if he's healthy and gets back to what we think he could be, then it's Lorenzo Carter.
And I heard Lorenzo Carter came in immaculate shape in OTA.
Oh, Pat, he looked good. He looked good.
Like, I'll say this again, that guy could be our best pass rusher on his team if he works on his craft and really be serious about his craft. As far as being a pass
size
rusher.
and height. He has that athleticism, you know.
I think he was ready for a big year last year. He had the misfortune of that injury.
Getting hurt. Yeah, he was playing pretty good.
So you guys think Lorenzo Carter and Azeez Ojulari will be our best edge rushers this year?
I believe they'll be our starters this year.
I know it was preseason last year. I know it was preseason last year, but didn't Lorenzo Carter have 3 sacks in the first half of a preseason game last year?
It was a scrimmage game last year too, where he was going off, but that's just a scrimmage game. But
that's what I'm saying. He definitely has potential to be a force, man.
You can see his speed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like he's abnormally fast. Abnormally fast.
If he could be the force that we think he could be, if he could be the force that we know the potential, if he could reach that, and then you got Azeez growing on the other side, we got something.
I don't know if Azeez is going to start though the first 3 weeks. I could see him coming in 4 or 5, but I don't know if they're going to rush him in.
Azeez is ready to play.
I see him starting.
Look,
who do you put in over him? Exactly.
Listen, Zimenez has seniority. Zimenez has
I don't even think Zimenez is making the team.
Look, okay. Do you guys remember rookie camp last year, or what they had? They had some get-togethers and some practice, and Zimenez was just tearing up Thomas, and so wasn't Carter. And the press was saying, the press was saying, look, Zimenez has definitely put on some muscle. He's built some speed. He looks really good out there going against the rookie left tackle. I'm just going off of what I saw last year. He got hurt. He was playing well. Him and Carter, I thought, were doing a decent job at that position. So it's going to be a battle. So I could see Jimenez starting and losing the job, though. But I'm not saying that Aziz can't be the starter. But that's one of the position battles that we're going to watch. And right now, it's 60-40 Jimenez with Aziz right behind him. I'll go 55-55. You know, it's that close. 55-45.
There could be times where we only have one edge rusher because then you just swing Leonard Williams out to the outside.
There you go. It all depends on what Graham wants to look at and where the mismatch is. Who's matching up better?
Tommy A says,
I see Jimenez as having a lot to prove this offseason.
Tommy A says, LT was magical to watch. He could make that thing happen almost on demand. He will always be number one in my book, no matter how much I may love some of them that have come since. I agree.
LT changed the position.
Yeah, LT revolutionized the linebacker position, man.
Lawrence Taylor's the last defensive player to win MVP, and that was 30 years ago.
LT developed the double team block to have the running back to chip.
Yeah. Can you say that one more time, Joe?
Before then, the running back and nobody stayed in the chip. It was just mano y mano. And when
Ray Lewis didn't win an MVP?
Huh?
Ray Lewis didn't win an MVP?
That's true, though.
Nope.
NFL MVP? I know he's won defensive MVP.
Yeah, he won defense.
That's so wow. Repeat that statement for the people, Joe. What you just said about
LT is the last defensive player to win MVP of the league. It's always been a quarterback or a running back.
Yeah.
Nobody's done it since what? 86? That's when he won it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was 86 or 87. It was one of them.
So somewhere in there, he's the last defensive player.
I used to watch, like Joe, I used to watch Lawrence Taylor every game, every down, man. I would never miss him play. And let me tell you, one of the biggest things about Lawrence Taylor, he had the game halfway beat already just out of fear. The quarterbacks were scared shit of this guy.
Mike Tyson.
Yep. They called a timeout because they couldn't find him on the field. He was on the sideline resting. The quarterback got nervous, couldn't find 56. The guy called a timeout.
Exactly what Lou just said. Like Mike Tyson, that man was feared.
He won a game with a separated shoulder.
Yep.
He didn't sit out. He played. You just don't see that.
And that's what we're building back. Mark Bavaro broke his jaw and played a game with a broken jaw.
Yes.
And LT finished with a separated shoulder. John Ross had to hit Alfred Morris. Was it Alfred Morris? Not Alfred Morris. Who was the running back for the Denver Cowboys in the 2007 season?
2007?
2007?
2007. Oh, that was DeMarco
Marion Barber.
Marion
Barber.
Okay.
John Ross separated his shoulder twice, tackling Marion Barber in the championship.
I remember
game.
that.
Yeah. So that's the type of team that we're building here. A team that will play through pain, a team that will play through circumstances and situations because their eye is on the prize and they're going after it. And this team is built like that. We're built Ford tough, even though I don't like Fords.
First on race day. First on race day.
You go back and you look at the press conference, the first ever press conference what Joe Judge said he's gonna do.
I was so mad.
I was mad.
I was like, they hired the right guy.
Yeah, when he said punch you in the mouth for 60 minutes, I was like, so baby, you got me. You had me at hello.
It wasn't even about what he said, it was his demeanor. I felt his energy through the screen.
The energy,
like, okay, this I think X-Man will be a Pro Bowler this year. I don't think he makes the team.
If X-Man makes the team and Aziz starts taking over, X-Man will be traded by the trade deadline.
Yep.
Holy crap, guys. We've been going for 3 hours, over 3 hours.
Yeah.
Pat, do you want to do a live stream? And we can jump on your channel. I need a break.
I've been on your live stream for 2 hours, man. I'm gonna chill out and watch this.
He's going to do the Dallas game. So you're going to do the Dallas game.
I'll tell you this. The True Big Blue podcast will be on my channel next week. I might do 4 hours. I don't know.
Not next week, tomorrow.
I mean tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Starting next week, but tomorrow, yeah. So y'all come, y'all. We're gonna talk about a lot of things tomorrow, man.
What time does it start again, guys?
We'll be on Pat's channel tomorrow. 9
What time?
By the way, by the way, I'm sure you guys all know. We'll talk about it more. There's plenty of time, but yeah, week 18, man. Keep week 18 in mind for all of us to get together that weekend.
I'm gonna try.
Let me know, Pat.
Me and
I don't
Vince-
care. I'll fly you up.
me
I'll
and
pay
Vince
for you.
will
I'll
put
fly you
something.
up here. I don't care. You
Now
gotta
you
come up.
speaking
You're a
my
legend.
language.
You're
Now
a
you speaking
legend.
my
We
language.
need you up here. You and Ash. Lou's coming up
Yeah,
too.
we'll get you up there, Pat.
Hey, y'all talking
Yo, I'll
about
be
paying
coming up
flights?
too because I'll probably be in Florida, so I'll be coming up too.
Okay.
Hey,
Pat said,
I
y'all
want
talking
us to
about
do
language.
something. I want us to do something Saturday night.
But
Yo,
I can't
week
wait to see
18,
y'all
man.
on True Big Blue tomorrow, man. I'm gonna head off.
You hear me?
Y'all, man, hell of a stream, Lou. Hell of a stream, man. I'm glad
Yes,
you got
thank
this
you.
streaming
Hey,
thing
you
down,
guys made
man.
it possible, man. I appreciate
Yo,
all you guys popping in.
join me tomorrow night. I'm doing the Islander game. Nah, I'm not doing the Islander game.
Hey, I'll join you, brother.
Hey, yo,
I'll join
Ash,
you.
I'm busy on Saturday though. You said you wanted to go live on Saturday, Ash?
No, I'm saying week 18 that weekend. We need to do something
Okay,
that
got you.
Saturday night.
That Saturday is what he's saying. The day before the
Gotcha.
game.
And
Yeah,
also, me and Miz,
let's all get there alive. You know, then we can talk about it in like week 16.
So
and Miz,
I need Joe to bring the heat because I'm gonna be
Oh.
challenging you tomorrow on a couple of subjects. On True
Okay.
Big Blue tomorrow, so be just
Greeny
come prepared,
Green.
man.
Greeny
What
Green
time is
said, y'all
tomorrow?
all getting together? That's a rowdy bunch.
Yeah, a little
also,
bit.
What time is tomorrow?
Me and Miz,
Is you guys are an hour ahead of me, so it'll be 9:30 your time, I believe.
9:30 Eastern time.
At
Uh-huh.
6:30 Pacific time.
Yeah, no
just
doubt.
click the notification bell.
Yep, click the
Lose,
notification
Yeah,
bell.
hit
hey,
that
I'm
like,
I'm-
subscribe to all these guys, man. All these guys make great content. I'm a huge fan of all of them. I'm subscribed to all their channels. Subscribe to mine if you feel my channel as well. But thank all you guys for popping in the stream, man. You always make my lives jump. I appreciate all you guys, all your input. I love debating with you guys. And to all the Giants fans, man, let's be optimistic. Let's get behind our team and let's go Big Blue. Till
That's gonna
next
be a
time,
major
Nation.
subject on tomorrow's show too. So all y'all come prepared, man. Might be a little bit of an argument going on, but I got some subjects
No,
that came
not
into
me.
my head. So y'all
Not
get
me.
prepared.
Greeny Green said we a rowdy bunch, and then he asked, "Who got bail money?" Since we all getting together.
Hey, I ain't going to jail because I ain't going back.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you
All
tomorrow
right.
night, I guess.
Y'all have a
Thank
good
you
one,
guys,
man.
man.
All
Have a
right,
good
All
one.
guys. Peace out.
Yeah.
And shit, guys. All right, guys.
How do I turn it off, but we stay in the chat without being live? How do I do that?
You click the live.
Click end broadcast.